I say you're trying to expose
I thought it was about.
You obviously don't know what I do, bro. This is literally why I say you're not prepared, because obviously you don't know our channel, you don't know how we move, and it's funny because we get pussy, bro. You don't. So it's like, bro, like, what are you trying to say here, bro?
Yeah, I mean like,
I am. You're just congratulating me on being married, Walter. What the heck,
Bro.
so
no,
like
hold on. Pick a lane. Do you get pussy and I'm mad about it, or are you happy I'm
$7
married?
to watch Faces of
You're
Death.
trying to put us, expose us. We don't know how we move. I say congrats to you because that's what you can do with one girl. It's fine.
Myron, coconuts. Do you usually take your side girls to meet your mom and buy her presents for her birthday?
Oh, video.
She bought her really a wonderful Mother's gift. She seems serious.
Ethan, if you watch
This is your girlfriend. Who, by the way, more power to her. She seems successful, and God bless her for getting out there and shaking her body, or showing her body. And I think that I think women. I think it's fantastic that women feel empowered. I think it sucks that you guys wrap yourself into pretzels. And
Ethan is a retard here because nothing he brings up counters anything they have said. Well, I mean, like, I think there is a general argument to be made that for guys that talk about avoiding thoughts and OnlyFans girls and blah, blah, blah so much, it feels like that do tend to be the girls that they keep romantically in their orbit, or people that have posted revealing stuff on Instagram, or been OnlyFans girls, or blah, blah, blah. It seems like that is the case. I mean, that's the point he's trying to make, which I think is generally true. Like, these guys aren't, like, they're not, like, you know, like, securing tradcon wives or getting married and having kids or anything like that.
And now that you guys have actually entered relationships, which hasn't happened until recently, you have to, like, you're getting called out by your own fans. You're having to justify. You just love the girl and you want to be in a relationship. And in the real world, isn't black and white like you guys try to imagine it is. And but now you guys are kind of like caught in your own web. You just love your girls. You know what I mean? Love is love, dude. You guys just give in.
It's a wrap. This is why it's funny. You know why? I used to do vlogs every single day.
Say what?
Multiple girls in my videos, right? So I stopped doing it because
you used to have vlogs.
People were
Here's $10. Don't watch anime, Mr. Benelli. Watch the October 7th live action.
acting weird with the girls in your family. So stop posting that. Doesn't mean it stops. It just means I move differently. Now, granted, you're gonna say, "Oh, bro, this girl's your girlfriend."
Nah,
Ooh, well, what?
I don't believe you guys have multiple partners. I don't believe
What are
it.
you gonna know? You're not here in Miami. You don't see it.
I don't know. I just am telling you. Y'all fucking have girlfriends. Cringe. Yay! These two dudes have girlfriends. Yay! Exposed. You guys are so exposed right now. Girlfriends.
Ethan, what do you mean exposed? I do a weekly show with my girl, and I say she's my girl on my show. What are you talking about?
Well, Myron's the one dodging, but you say you have multiple girlfriends. That's a lie.
Everyone knows that my girl is Angelica. We do.
So she's not a hoe. You called her a hoe, but she's no longer a hoe.
We true crime show together.
So
also,
she's not a hoe. She was a hoe, but she's not a hoe anymore.
I love the fact also because if you're gonna play that clip, I also said in there like, oh well, we don't know, but this is one of the profiles where you got to get to know the girl.
Exactly.
I said that too. You made sure to not show that part, didn't you?
I'll open it. No, it's there. I'll watch it again.
So you don't watch anything, which is why you are very ill-informed. But let me go ahead and
Here it is. I watched the whole thing. You guys want to watch it again? I mean, we can.
You know, sexy photos of yourself on the internet. You know, Instagram is just one medium that you can do it. Yeah, it is cheating.
She's posting pictures like that, bro. It's a wrap, man, for you. It's a wrap.
So I don't like that.
Pretty sure the reason the Bible bans interest is because, sorry, I'm just like clicking through tweets I've got. This is really boring. I don't know if I can watch the rest of this, guys. We'll see.
Pictures,
It's not sexualizing ourselves.
okay. Yeah, when you post pictures of yourself on the internet that are scantily clad for the purpose of getting and/or attention from men, it is sexualizing yourself.
What is the
whether you accept it or
definition?
not.
Post ad
And it's not
pictures and
traditional.
okay.
It's not
OnlyFans, whatever. Even if you're not a hoe.
Myron, look, the
Guys
titty's
will
out.
assume you're a hoe.
The titty's out on that top left. Go, scroll up a little bit, Chris. Look at this. This is haram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Never mind.
They are so
Never mind.
Never mind.
Streets.
Walker.
Yeah, street.
She said she's for the streets.
Clips out of context is what you do when you try to run with a
Out of
narrative.
context? What the fuck do you need?
As I told you before.
Okay, so after you called her a hoe and said you're for the streets, you said psych?
No. What I'm telling you is I was like, oh, well, with this profile, you got to get to know the girl, right? So here's what I want to say. Because you're trying to run with this narrative of like, blah, 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 right?
Blah, blah, blah.
Fresh's situation, right? Because you brought up the Asian girl. Fresh used to literally vlog a girl on his other channel every day, but he had to stop that shit because people started getting weird and sending girls weird messages, etc.
Yeah.
So he's with different women every day. That's not one of his main
No,
goals.
he's not.
One concept to you because yes, bro. Many girls have met his mom. If I'm gonna break the fucking bubble to you,
I'm sure that's true. Walter, you do not strike me as a dude who brings girls around your mama easily.
Look, many girls have met his mom. That's number one.
Is that right, Walter? Hold on, that's a funny thing. Walter, how many girls meeting your mom? Damn.
Many girls have met his mom. Okay, so
How many
that's
girls
not.
meeting your mom, Walter? Respect your mama's time, man.
He exposed me just though. He just exposed me.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like
Snitch.
5 girls have met his mom, bro. So nice try.
So
number
wait,
two-
hold on. This is good. Why is it an exposed, Walter?
Because I don't want out there like that.
He's a fed though. Give him some break.
Because you're trying to use that to support your claim that that's his main girl. I'm trying to tell you, all girls meet his
The
mom.
game is to be sold, not told. You understand, Ethan? You don't understand that. You have no game.
He be selling dreams to these girls, bro. It is what it is.
Wait, what did you say, Walter?
The game is to be sold, not told, my friend.
Yeah. So
to be sold,
right?
not told.
It's a wrap.
But isn't your whole show telling the game? Is that what your whole fucking show is? What do you mean?
To you.
Oh,
you
to me, because I'm out, because I'm married with kids. Lame.
Yeah.
Like I'm a loser married with kids,
Once again,
successful.
but you can't put that on me because I don't do that right now.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to talk about girls, why is your girlfriend going to the gym right now?
My wife?
Why going to the gym? Yeah, why is she going ahead and starting to work out now?
Why would your significant other want to be healthy?
Oh, now she wants to be healthy.
Oh, whoa. Every girl that goes to the gym is going to cheat.
Because you want to bring my chicken.
Wait, your girlfriend's constantly at the gym. Both of y'all girlfriends are at the gym.
It's a wrap.
What? Walter, your girlfriend works out all the time.
Who?
Dude, you guys are like a comedy duo.
No,
You guys are like who's on third. Who? Girlfriend, what? I don't know where. When?
I just told you.
My wife is due, and my wife who's working out to cheat on me is
Do they just do your wife is going to the gym, so she must be cheating on you a bit?
actually due to have a baby in less than a month. Third baby, by the way. Third baby. A boy. 3 boys. Can I get a big ups for my sperm?
Telltale signs. A woman leaving a man and she starts going to the gym. It's very well documented. I'm just telling you.
Is it very well documented? Is there a study on that? Women that start going to the gym leave their husbands?
Pictures like that.
Go ahead and have
man for you.
I was just saying, you guys.
Pictures of herself in the gym and stuff like that, man. You might want to watch out. And here's the other thing too, because you want to mention with Angie.
Is having 3 kids a telltale sign of leaving a man?
She's everything up.
Hold on, Ethan. We'll let you talk, bro.
Yeah. So again,
okay.
Once she got with me, she switched everything up. And I'm in an open relationship. I do what I want. She's monogamous to me. No, I'm open on my end. She's closed on her end. Okay.
That's a lie.
How's that a lie?
Because I know you guys are cute and you love your girlfriends.
You packs my condoms.
You guys, it's just part of your business.
Nice try, Ethan. Again, ow.
Well, that's what you say. You guys have a nice rehearsed thing to sell it to your audience. But you love your girlfriend. I love that for you guys.
If you're not aware,
Give it up, love. You guys have the two wonderful ladies, and you want to treat them right, and I think that's great.
And they're both beautiful.
It's a wrap.
Ethan,
You're trying so hard.
if you're not aware, we travel a lot. We're here in Miami. We do double dates all the time.
Walter, you've had sex with 1,000 women, you claim.
Maybe it could be more. Could be less. Who knows? The point is, though, Ethan, you don't know how we operate. You just assume because that's all you do.
You haven't had. So
everything.
you've had sex with 1,000 women, and then Myron, you've had sex with, was it like 450 or something about that? You had the exact number, like 4.
Yeah, it's like four something. It's like
You
almost
count each one? That's creepy.
How's that creepy?
You have like a kill list? Like, what are you doing? You catalog every woman you have sex with?
You know, that's interesting because your partner Hassan sat down right next to a girl that cataloged the dick size, the amount of guys, the names.
What does that have to do with me?
This other shit. Well, you partnered with him and did a podcast together, bro.
I don't know anything about that girl. I don't give a fuck.
Your friend.
And you want
It's
to call me
weird.
Ant?
Yeah, you know what? It's weird what she did. That's weird.
We partnered with that guy, right?
No.
friend.
Well, he
That's
didn't
your
do it. She did. If
we
he
just
did it, it'd be weird.
Try crying
If
it
he
out.
did it, if she did it, it'd be weird. If fucking Abraham Lincoln did it, it'd be weird. If you know what I mean? If Myron Gaines catalogs 447, I mean, how long is that list? You got like a whole fucking Torah scroll of girls you fuck. That's crazy.
Man, I'm not
You
right.
whip
I mean,
it out like a cartoon
like
character and let it roll across the
some
floor.
shit like that other girl, and your partner was totally cool with that. By the way, he's even more critical of Israel than me, and you don't call him anti-Semitic, do you?
Well, yeah, he's.
That's your friend.
Yeah,
Matter
but
of fact, that's why I don't do the podcast no more, because he was critical of you being a super
Well,
Zionist.
it might surprise you to know, but being against Israel doesn't make you anti-Semitic.
Yeah, really?
When did I mention Israel? I didn't even mention Israel when I was accusing you.
Oh, yeah, I know. Because if you did mention Israel, you.
Wait. Why is it weird to keep track of who you've had sex with? I don't think there's anything necessarily weird with that. What makes it weird is if you're sharing genital details with people that know the people. That's pretty weird. Am I debating Sean King somewhere? January, February, March, April. On the 1st of April.
Whirlwind.
It's a shitpost retard. Oh, I don't fucking know. April 1st. Oh, can you do April Fool's jokes beforehand? I don't think it works that way, but okay.
You would know.
Whirlwind.
That's what I'm critical of. Not Jewish people. The nation of Israel is what I'm critical of. So now.
What's the joke? Yeah, I don't know. How is that a joke?
So Hassan is an anti-Semitic? Cool. Neither am I. And he says way more stuff than I do about that conflict.
What has he said about the movie Europa?
What? Did you watch it?
You're so funny. I mean, listen, I haven't read Mein Kampf, but
Look at what they said underneath. Upon completion of the debate, all
Whirlwind.
participants will be executed. That was a different tweeter, wasn't it? This is a different guy. Okay. Okay.
I know it's not good.
It's a wrap. Well,
Have you read Mein Kampf? How do you know it's bad?
Have I read Mein Kampf?
Yeah.
No, I haven't read it.
Whirlwind.
Is Mein Kampf bad book? Is it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. No, you tell us. Have you read it?
You should read it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's about Hitler. It's about Hitler's dreams of basically world domination and that Jews are the root of all the world's problems. It's a prelude to the Holocaust.
Did you read it?
What do you think about
No,
it?
I literally started this conversation by saying I haven't read it, Walter.
So then what are we talking
Whirlwind.
Okay.
about? What the?
You're like a goldfish, bro. How are you a podcaster? No, I've been meaning to ask you this. Coconuts. Of all the professions in the world, the fact that you're actually a podcaster blows my fucking mind.
All I'm going to say is if you're going to call me anti-Semitic for being critical of Israel, then you got to call your former
I didn't
partner-
criticize you for saying one thing about Israel, man. You're conflating you being a neo-Nazi with being a critic of Israel, and it's stupid.
Well, that's what I'm critical of is Israel. So clearly I'm not anti-Semitic by your logic. Thanks.
God, you are really dense.
I'm not dense at all. I'm just saying, like,
I don't even know. Okay, you got me. You got me, buddy.
Again, I'd be really careful about answering questions. I don't know what Mein Kampf is about. Do you? Like, I don't know how much of Mein Kampf is dedicated to anti-Semitism versus Hitler's general anxieties or issues relating to his own life versus history of Germany. Is Mein Kampf... my understanding is I don't think Mein Kampf is just a whole book about Jews, right? Pretty sure there's a lot of other stuff written in here as well, no? But I don't know. I'm not sure. Because it's... Yeah, he tried his coup bullshit. He got imprisoned. I think they released him because of political pressure? I don't even remember why. How long even is this? 720 pages? Is it like triple spaced? In the house of my parents. Years of study and suffering in Vienna. Holy shit. This is a true manifesto writer.
so
Okay,
all right, what
okay,
else
so-
you got?
so just
because
in-
my girl passed my condom, so we're in an open relationship. I know you're saying like that's
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah, believe.
I feel like any guy that thinks he's in a one-sided open relationship is probably in a two-sided one, and the girl just doesn't tell him. That'd be my assumption, but I don't know.
Believe us.
Please tell us.
You guys are in a loving relationship with your wonderful girlfriends.
Monogamous. You think we're both
And
monogamous?
you're monogamous. And also you, Walter, you've slept with probably 15 women, and Myron, 8. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Ethan.
Okay, so you don't believe my body counts either. That's
No,
fine. That's
it's
fine. That's fine.
I find it weird.
That's your comment.
Qualifying to a man about my body count. That's
Yeah,
weird, bro.
Weird. So you think I got an 8 body count, and you think Fresh has a 50 body count?
Yes.
You think we're
Keep it that way, bro.
cool? Fantastic.
Whatever you think, bro.
That's awesome.
6 million? Whatever you think, bro. Whatever you think.
Nice. Bring it back to the Holocaust.
That's what
Bring
you
it
said.
back to Holocaust denial. That's what's up.
That's what you said.
Let's
Yeah.
not forget about that part of the interview.
What else? I thought you wanted to debate like masculinity and dating.
Okay, I'll ask you a question in that realm. Why is it important how many women you've had sex with?
I never said that was important.
You've said your body count. You said you've slept with 1,000.
Podcast.
So it's not important how many women men have slept with?
Not really. No.
But you didn't. Well, I would say you do need experience.
You need experience, but like, I mean, after a certain number, it just becomes novelty at that point. So it's like, no, I mean, it's not.
So why do you count? I'm just curious. Why do you count each one?
I just count. I mean, I'm just one of those guys. I kind of document everything in my life. That's just how.
And Walter, do you count?
No.
It's too many to count in Walter's case. That should be fucking every day, multiple times. That's my boy. He barely has time to do the podcast. He's just fucking on the way to work.
You told me it's 8.
You know why it's important to document
Yeah,
things, Ethan?
I'm doing
I document
jokes.
everything so that when people make allegations, try to say you sexually assaulted a girl, you're prepared. And you're able to do a 6-hour podcast with all the evidence proving that you're innocent and you didn't do shit. Accusations like that can tarnish your career. So I do document everything for that very reason.
Great. Fantastic.
Yep.
Let's see. Coconuts, you are religious, right?
Who said that?
Oh my God. What's the point of this conversation, man? Do you want to end the conversation?
Well, Ethan, while you're on your decline, I just think you should research
I didn't-
properly before you assume, you know?
Yeah, you didn't research much, man.
bro.
You didn't, well,
okay.
yeah, you did like, you got to fire the people that did your research for you, bro.
Terrible team, bro. God damn.
May I accuse you guys of being bad faith?
Sure. How are we bad faith? Go ahead.
Well, we can start by not answering any fucking question I ask.
Oh,
You
yeah,
answer every question I have with like, well, what do you think? That's like cowardly, lame convo. You guys suck. Myron, are you religious?
No.
Or sorry, not Myron. Walter, are you religious?
What do you think?
You look so silly.
You know why I say that, Ethan? Because
Why?
if you do research, you would know what the answer is.
I know what the answer is, dude, but
What?
that's part of having a conversation, man.
No. Tell the audience what I am.
Let's see how your assistants did. Let's see how they did.
Tell them.
What is he? And we'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Go ahead.
Well, I see you're wearing a cross.
Okay.
I believe you come from a religious family, correct?
Okay.
I believe that you have a family member, a grandpa, or someone like that who's a pastor.
No.
I believe you might have been studying to become a pastor at some point.
Yes.
Okay. And I believe that I'm not 100% sure what your current status is with religion, and hence the question, my friend.
Okay. Well, the answer is no.
Okay, very good.
Cool.
How fun was that? You're a thrill and a joy.
It was great. You're so monotone. Thank you.
You did answer the question. So you're not religious.
You can't get mad at us because you've been a little ill-researched, so we kind of want to see how accurate you would be with that one.
I mean, you guys say that, but I'm pretty spot on here.
I wouldn't say you're spot on, man. Like you've got things way out of context, way off.
Okay.
You know, you literally said our body counts are 8 and 15, man. You're not spot on at all.
Yeah, that's just a joke. You know what I mean? I'm just goofing on you guys.
15, and then you also said that we're monogamous relationships and we're loving relationships with our girlfriends. Like, wait, what?
We got exposed.
And then you went ahead and said that I'm exposed for having a girlfriend when I have a weekly show where I call her my girlfriend on my true crime channel. We literally play Overwatch together and stream it. What are you talking about, dude? Like, everyone knows I got a girl. I've never hit that.
You know how I know it's bad? Wikipedia's a source.
Yo, yeah,
Well, you guys have seen the movie. What's a better source than asking you guys?
No, I mean, dude, I would hope you would have done better research than that. Goddamn, Ethan.
You've seen the movie. Tell me what it's about.
I'm prepared. What else do you want to talk about?
What is Europa about?
Bro.
Who can say? I spent 8 hours watching this film, and I can't remember anything about it.
Yeah, that pales in comparison to other documentaries that I've watched on World War II. I watch everything, dude.
That's a special one, though. Come on. That's one of the special ones that you got. You can't find it on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm evil, or like I'm a bad guy for looking at alternative history and looking to see something that isn't necessarily in mainstream media. I think that's important to look at all things. Again, like what your claim saying that you're anti-Semitic. I bring Nick Fuentes on. I bring Dave Rubin on. I bring
Dave Rubin is not king of the Jews.
Ryan Dawson, but that's not the point.
Nick Fuentes is a neo-Nazi.
Look. The point is that I'm okay with having conversations with people that have different views than I do, and I'm okay with having people from different walks of life come on this podcast and talk.
What other World War II documentaries would you consider based?
There's a couple, man, that are pretty good.
Can you name them?
Sure. I like Numek, right? I think that's a good one.
Numek?
Yeah.
Based.
Yeah, pretty based. Talks about how John F. Kennedy was killed.
Oh, that's another.
Check that out.
Wait, can you read? Is it okay if I read the synopsis of that one?
I don't know if that has a synopsis. I don't know if that one has a synopsis, man, but it's very historically accurate.
So wait, where are you finding this shit? Nobody's ever wrote a description of it. That's what you're saying? It's never been described in the human history?
You're not going to find it. It's on Rumble.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's all historically accurate, extremely historically accurate.
What's it about?
Well, it covers a bunch of things. It covers how, the nuclear bomb was stolen from the United States. And it talks about how organized crime...
that nuclear bomb stolen from the United States is a Jewish thing, by the way. Yeah.
Was involved in
Where was the nuclear bomb?
The nuclear bomb was stolen from the United States, and it talks about how organized crime was involved.
Where was the nuclear
organized crime? Was that also started by Jews? That's my guess.
Where the bomb flown to?
It was stolen from the United States and moved to Israel.
Stolen by who, Myron?
Israel.
Why didn't you just say that from the beginning?
I literally just told you. You didn't.
Well, I had to press it out of you. Why did I have to press that detail out of you?
I was telling you the documentary, and then you were interrupting me as I was trying to tell you what it was.
So let's keep going. So it's about how Israel stole a nuclear bomb from America.
Yep.
Go on.
Which is, by the way.
Go on.
It's a fact.
Okay, go on. What else is it about?
Worms soon.
It's getting boring.
Worms.
What do we do, Coco? What do we do?
Well, decline. I mean, at this point, I don't know. This is your debate.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
you guys are being very subservient to me right now. I like that.
We're not being subservient to you. We're just letting you know that, like,
you laid down and you're all spread out for me.
That's strange.
What?
I call this a civil debate, which, on our end, we've been very professional. We've been avoiding ad hominems. You've been taking a lot of ad hominems. You haven't really even debated any of our ideas. Coming at us more than actually attacking any of our ideas or our viewpoints. You've just been coming at us the whole time, which is cool. I expected that you would do this, which is why we were prepared.
Okay, so you can't be that disappointed.
No. I mean, I knew.
Is there anything you want to ask me? Since this has been very subservient with me in firm control of the interview, as the kind of which I tend to be in control of interactions with people. It's just one of my kind of alpha traits, along with being married and having kids and being quite successful too. I might add.
You didn't want to have this debate in person when I asked you to do it in person, right?
Ooh.
What does that matter?
Oh, okay. So alpha, but you don't want to have this conversation in person like I wanted to.
Who cares?
Oh, now it's who cares. I think that's a pretty important detail, Ethan.
Why?
That sounds pretty subservient, that you want to do it on the internet and not in person.
What?
Oh, okay. Not so subservient now, huh?
Zoom is subservient?
No, I'm telling you that I wanted to have this conversation in person and you don't want to do it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I prefer Zoom. I do all these kind of interviews on Zoom.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that says a lot.
What, are you going to beat my ass? What are you saying?
I never said that.
Why would I be scared? You're implying I'd be scared if you came to the office, right?
I don't know why you didn't want to do it. I don't know why. You tell us why you didn't want to do it in person.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because when I do these types of interviews with people, it's good to have an out for us and you. Sometimes they get contentious, sometimes they get heated. And when it's on Zoom, we can just hang up and carry on. And same with you guys. So that's why I've never had anybody in studio for these types of debates.
Okay, well, here's the thing with me. I like to, be able to look a man in his eye when he disagrees with me, and we can have a civil conversation, right? And make sure that, it stays integrity-based, respectful, etc. Because I'm pretty confident he wouldn't have said half the things he said.
I would have said everything I said to your face every fucking time.
And let's set it up in person.
I don't want you in my studio. Who cares, man? Why are you so upset? You're so upset. You have a six-pack, and so you think that will intimidate me. Whenever over the internet, it seems that I have the edge, personality-wise, control-wise, success-wise, relationship-wise, family-wise. So your theory is if you bring the abs to the studio, then you'll have a one-up on me?
No, I just said we can have this conversation in person. You don't want to do it, and that's fine. I think that signals a lot of things, but that's cool.
I am having a baby in 2 weeks. I really don't give a fuck.
You out here first class. We can have a conversation in person. I'm not saying that there's going to be.
Can you not express yourself over video call?
No, we absolutely can. But I'm saying you're trying to have this frame of like, oh, well, I'm the dominant one, blah blah blah. And I'm telling you, well, you didn't want to do this.
You've been dominated today, my friend.
You didn't dominate anything, my friend. We're debunked all of your points.
Yo, nigga.
But we can continue on. Like I said, you've just been doing ad hominem attacks. You've been reaching, etc.
No way, dude. Is there anything you guys want to ask me today? I'll give you the floor. I'll relinquish control briefly for you guys to ask me something.
No. It's fine. We've asked you a few questions. You said you wanted to debate on something with intersectional dynamics and dating. Go ahead. What did you want to ask?
Oh,
you want to? Debate, by the way. You said you wanted to debate masculinity, dating, all this other stuff. None of that was actually covered, which is cool. I anticipated this would happen.
No, I think we covered pretty well what we said. What did we say? I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Who gives a fuck?
No, who gives a fuck?
Well, we said like dating, culture, men and women, and we said general stuff you guys talk about. This is all stuff you guys talk about. You've had Nick Fuentes on. I showed you clips of that. How was that taking you out of context?
There was no comment. There was no talk at all about foreign policy with Israel and America, but that's fine.
Huh?
I mean, we can talk about that. I mean, it's whatever, man. It's cool. Like I said,
what do you want to ask? Okay, so my question is, why does
I feel like he needs to, or I guess it probably looks fine for you then. It's kind of weird. The Fresh and Fit guys won't answer a single thing, or it's like a question everything. In the beginning, I think it was kind of whatever, but now it's kind of meme-y. Like that they literally won't answer a single question, but I don't know.
Body count matter. You guys said it doesn't, which is interesting. I'm pretty sure that's a contradiction. We agreed on masculinity, feminism, body count, etc.
You said body count when it comes to men and sexual partners. We said, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter like that. You should get your experience, but it doesn't matter like that. But men and women aren't the same. You said specifically for men.
Oh, right. Body count matters for women. Great. This is one of your guys' great points. Walter, does body count matter for women?
Absolutely.
Frozen.
Really? Well, then your mom doesn't. No, I'm just kidding. I won't do that. She's lovely. I was just going to do your mom jokes.
On actual topics, or are you going to keep making ad hominems?
Bro, it's clearly over. You want to ask me anything or not? This shit is boring. You guys are so subservient. I'm going to put a little pink cup. I want to put little fluffy pink handcuffs on you guys. And call you naughty boys who love your girlfriends. You naughty boys love your girlfriends, and that is so gay.
It's a wrap. That's gay to love women?
Apparently.
That doesn't make sense, Ethan.
Well, it is a joke. I know it's hard to comprehend. All right. So I guess you guys didn't prepare any questions?
Oh, we actually, bro.
Okay.
But apparently you're not versed in the topic, so there's no point.
The thing is that you're hypercritical of what we tell guys on how we advise them to move with modern dating, and then we asked that question, you couldn't even really give any type of solid game plan for guys to move. So I find it interesting how
I'll put one together. All right, I'm gonna go hit the grinds. I'm gonna put together a dating plan. Okay?
People like you guys typically tend to be hypercritical of how we tell guys to move, which we say, I don't know if you get this message, but we get thousands of messages from guys saving them from committing suicide, hurting themselves, etc.
You're saints. You saved them all.
Yeah, we save them from making really bad decisions with women because guys really do make.
I think if there's men that watch this show, if they've learned anything, it's probably how to respect and how to have a long-term healthy relationship with a woman that you can call your wife and have a family with.
How do you get a wife, Ethan?
Bro, what the fuck, man? Do you need me to do the Dr. Seuss listing places again?
Yeah, well,
I'll write a guide. I'll write a guide.
Because my thing is like you're talking about the finish line. What about the race?
Yeah.
You stand like you have to.
Are either of you married?
Where you can even identify a female that's worthy of marriage, of having a family with, etc. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, it's not that simple anymore. So we live in a very complex world where it's difficult to identify women that are marriage material, and most aren't. Simply, that's just what it is. So
you guys are. If you guys' method is so good, why aren't you married?
Again,
because men are the ones that decide if they want to get married.
Choice.
So you choose not to be married.
Yes, because men are the one. We're the gatekeepers to marriage and commitment. Women are the gatekeepers to sex.
Right. And you're 34, right, Myron?
Yes.
And do you plan on getting married someday? Do you think it's important?
Eventually, the nuclear family is the backbone to any thriving society.
Well, thank you for saying that about me.
Good job, but a lot of guys don't have that ability to find a woman that's worthy.
You don't have that ability.
I don't have that ability?
You're not married.
That's by choice.
But no, the ability to find a woman, you clearly don't have that ability. Well, let me ask you this, Myron. If you are single by choice and you don't, let me ask you this: why are you on a?
Watch me on a sugar daddy website.
Why are you on sugar daddy
website? To be
websites?
your sugar baby, and then couldn't afford my allowance. He couldn't afford my $10,000 allowance a month, and said, "Huh, that's funny. Why don't you just come on my podcast instead?"
Ethan, are you aware of the fact that we did a complete episode?
Just let the clip play so the audience can watch, and then we can talk about it.
Or to be on a fucking app. It's called Seeking Arrangements to troll women.
Yes.
And I know a bunch of girls have talked about it because that's his thing. That's how he gets women to come on here.
So thank you for cementing the fact that I don't pay girls off sugar sites. Thank you.
Then why are you on that? Why are you on that?
Because I use it as a dating site. I've said it many times.
So you use the sugar daddy websites as dating sites.
Yeah, so we did a whole episode on
and then you complain about women being shallow.
I never complained about women being shallow.
You say it's hard to find a good woman because they're interested.
I don't know why you would. I mean, like, if you're looking for women on sugar baby dating sites, obviously you're gonna find women that are obsessed with money and clout. Like, obviously, yeah.
And they're motivated by material things and stuff, and yet you're seeking women specifically who are, would supposedly be a certain type of woman. Obviously, that would be on a sugar daddy website. So it seems like you are confirming your biases by even going there to find women. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you.
Sorry, Walter. I'll say. Do you want me to say it again slower?
Yeah, I mean, what is your specific thing that you're trying to insinuate here? Because one, you're trying to attack me for being on a sugar site, which I was going to talk about, but that's fine. So what is your specific critique?
Yeah, the women are what are this way. You say women are materialistic,
hypergamous.
Hypergamous.
Okay.
And then let's just start there. Women are always trying to date up a socio in status.
Yes.
And yet here you are seeking out these types of women to confirm your own bias. Don't you find that ironic?
No, because here's the thing. All women are hypergamous, okay?
Well, all women on sugar daddy websites are.
They're even more so with the hypergamy.
Oh, so they're hypergamy. But you seek them out. Okay.
Because here's the thing.
Because you know that they're interested in your money and not your personality, which is what makes you insecure.
Okay. I love how you just jumped to that conclusion, but can I finish my point and then I can go and address your ridiculous claim that you just made?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you're
I'm not insecure.
Okay, we'll address that here in a second because I love when liberals like you like to claim insecurity.
Liberals?
Yeah. Dude, you're a leftist. Come on, man. Let's keep it 1,000. Anyway.
Oh, shit. What are we doing here?
That's a whole other conversation. But either way, when you're a guy and you're dating, you need to have multiple methodologies to meet women, right? You mentioned before, hey, you should go and meet at a party, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's called, going out, meeting a girl in real life. But you want to use dating apps, you want to use social circle, you want to use the club, etc. You want to be able to meet women through different avenues, okay? So sugar sites, if you're smart, you treat them like a dating app. Idiots use it to actually get sugar babies and pay.
Why would you want to seek out women like that?
On sugar sites?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. There's a lot of women on these sugar sites actually that are professionals. They make a lot of money themselves. They're doctors, lawyers, etc. And what they do is they use dating site. Yeah.
No shot. I don't believe that for a microsecond. I think they probably, if anything, they're using things like Raya, or they're just like dating in networks of friends or whatever. There's no way that professional, accomplished women are going on sugar daddy dating websites. Unless by accomplished we mean they've got like a clothing business that every woman seems to in fucking Miami Beach or whatever. Or some weird, dumb, like Instagram model job where they're successful, but
yeah, I know.
Yeah, so you're on sugar daddy sites looking for doctors?
I never said that. I'm telling you that there's women on there, okay, that are looking for guys that are on their level financially, or they're tired.
That's not what a sugar daddy website is, dude. Come on, you're doing this silly thing here.
Your limited knowledge is why you're making the comments that you're making.
Okay, so women, doctors, and professionals of all types, professors are on sugar daddy websites searching for their perfect sugar daddy.
Now, with that said, there are a lot of women that are like basically sugar babies on there and escorts. Of course there are. Your job as the man to screen those girls out. And I did this whole episode on YouTube where we covered that shit, A to Z, how to use sugar sites to actually date and not get finessed, okay? And find girls that are actually worthy of dating and not dealing with a bunch of, chicks that you don't necessarily...
Hold on one second. What is this? Myron roasts Fresh Mo and Bills for sucking at Overwatch. Bills quit, literally crying 3 months ago.
Bill said he's leaving?
No, I'm just depressed, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, we need practice, bro.
For a second, because you suck, nigga. If you left, I'd be happy.
We need practice, bro. We need practice.
Listen, the way I see it, I was in the objective.
Yo, even the niggas in the chat are, yo, Fresh, even the niggas in your chat are saying you're terrible.
Bro, I don't play Overwatch, bro. I play Call of Duty or Smash Brothers. Everyone knows that. I don't play this.
No, what happened to Mr. I'm good at video games, bro.
I have to learn the game. I played the game for 2 days, bro.
Wait, was he actually crying?
The way I see it, I was in the objective.
Is he crying? Maybe he's just like high or some shit. Is he really crying?
Yo, even the niggas in the chat are, yo, Fresh, no, what happened to Mr. I'm good at video games, bro.
I have to learn the game. I played the game for 2 days, bro. 2 days.
Run another one, you scrub.
2 days, bro.
Run another one, you scrub. Just hit again.
You know, I want to see you play Smash Brothers and then you tell me, oh.
Okay.
They want to align with. Now, is using a sugar site the best way to meet a chick? I would say probably not. The reality is most of them probably aren't going to be fit for a long-term relationship. However,
so why go there?
Are there girls on there? Because, dude, because on dating apps, etc., most women are not worthy of a relationship.
So but why go there specifically?
So why I feel like watching Myron play Overwatch would actually be really fucking funny. I feel like those would be funny streams.
Why your options, bro?
Why are the options, got it?
And here's something too. Also,
he's got to be DPS, right? What does he play? He's got to play like fucking like Tracer or Genji or some fucking shit like that, right? What is he? Does anybody know?
This, but let me also say this.
Hey, no, I'm just using this as an analogy. Go ahead. I'm not even gonna go there.
Oh, you
might meet a girl on
Soldier?
Tinder, okay? Or you might meet a girl on Bumble or Hinge, and maybe she doesn't meet up, or maybe she just doesn't get back to respond to you, whatever. A lot of times, you'll see that girl on a sugar site. Happens all the time, okay? She'll be way more responsive to you on those sites because there's implied status. Okay, and that's just how it is.
Your personality is not enough to get her attention.
When it comes to dating apps, your personality can't show until you meet her in person. Yeah. The whole goal is to get her on the date in the first place.
That's when you never get that second date.
And that's one of the limitations. That's one of the limitations of online dating, which is why I tell guys you need to go out there and be in different avenues meeting women. But with online dating, you are limited to that degree, and status and image matters.
On your sugar daddy profile, you say you guys do one-on-one coaching.
I never said that.
It's right here. You do one-on-one coaching. It's on your website.
What the consultations?
Yeah, 30-minute one-on-one.
Oh, we need to update that. I raised my prices significantly since then.
Yeah, because it's on your website and it's open for enrollment. And your schedule is fucking wide open, bro. Both y'all, every hour. Ain't nobody wants to talk to you guys. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 a.m. Look at every day wide open, baby.
You know what's interesting, Ethan? I literally had to refund a guy 2 days ago on PayPal. He actually commented when Candace Owens was in here. I refunded him because I increased my prices and I don't do consultations like that.
That's why it's on your website?
It's a wrap. You're not on there like that, man. We need to update it. It's been a while. I said it several times on my podcast. Guys, I've had conversations like that. I've increased my prices. So once again, you're reaching. You failed.
It's on your website. How's that a reach?
Again, we need to update it.
All right, so that's not my fault. That's your fault. And by the way, that calendar is looking full though. I don't know, man. It sounds like a cope.
Bro, we don't do calls hardly ever, bro. Like you know what's funny?
Wait, why did Walter just admit that? It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Playing with the most toxic pro player, awkward. Wait, what is this?
So it's a bunch of
8 hours and 30 minutes. What the fuck, guys?
It's 6 a.m. on your time, right, Mary?
Oh, we stream this on Twitter?
No.
Just him.
Feeling sprung.
But that's true though. I got
Just one again. Sigma weak, Sigma weak, Sigma weak. Mercy one, Mercy dead. Good finish. Lifeweaver saving these faggots, man.
Jesus.
Good shit, guys.
Back to those 2015 streams. Okay.
Because we phone people all the time, and
yeah, we refund people, man.
Look calls for everybody.
Literally refunded somebody a couple days ago. I don't do conversations like that anymore because I've increased prices significantly.
All right.
It ain't like bro.
And I've even mentioned on the podcast a million times, hey guys, I've increased my price if you're gonna book a console with more.
How much is it?
For how long?
30 minutes. That's what this one is, right?
I mean, well,
an hour, maybe an hour.
Well, now I changed it to 1,000 for 20 minutes.
What the fuck are you gonna tell me 20 minutes that's worth $1,000? That's fucking hilarious.
Well, changing. The thing, Ethan, is it's to protect time so that we can focus on the podcast. Because you said we film 3 times per week or do 3 live shows. We actually do 6. We do 1 during the day, 1 during the night. We cover how to make money on Money Mondays. We cover how to date on Wednesdays. We cover call-in shows on Friday. We talk about self-improvement, how to get in shape, how to make money, how to invest, how to get into crypto. We cover a multitude of
Do you guys think that?
Real quick. This happened today, actually. Hey, man, you probably don't remember me. I got a coaching call back in 2022. I was in a rough spot financially, physically, etc. Today, I'm making 6 figures, have a great physique, and just really had a bit in my life. The catalyst of that call was...
Get that on Fiverr?
What? No, it was email them. Coaching call. Thanks again.
What's your price for 20 minutes? $1,001.
Yeah, no, I know you can order testimonials on Fiverr. What's your point?
No, it wasn't a testimonial.
Oh, it's not. Guys, tell me this. When you're trying to coach guys how to pick up girls, is it important to give them alcohol?
What?
What? cares? Well, here at the end is the clip of it's in
Any
here.
date idea is going to work, guys. It's just that the drinking one tends to have the best ROI because you're meeting her at night and it like loosens a little bit, all right?
So alcohol increases ROI, and especially when they're
Drinking one tends to have the
cares. Well, here at the end is the clip of it's in
Any
here.
date idea is going to work, guys. It's just that the drinking one tends to have the best ROI because you're meeting her at night and it like loosens a little bit, all right?
So alcohol increases ROI, and especially when they're underage. And by underage, I mean under 21. You guys give a lot of under 21 girls alcohol in your studio.
There are 9 different girls under 21 drinking on Fresh and Fit. Under Florida statute, this is a crime, blah, 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 blah.
Who are you trying to reach here, bro?
Yeah,
I mean, like, what they're saying is true. I mean, depending on how... I wouldn't give any charitability to them in terms of dating advice, obviously, because we disagree on everything. But I also wouldn't accuse them of being rapists without knowing more. But I mean, obviously it is true that if you meet somebody at night and you're drinking, the chance of you getting laid are going to be higher, of course. But I mean, like, girls and guys both play into that. Whether that's good or bad, I mean, you'd have to see the context on how that advice is given. Under 21, you should obviously never be encouraging it. And don't take an under 21 girl and feed her alcohol, because you can get, I think, felony fucked? Isn't providing alcohol to a minor a felony? Providing alcohol to a minor, or is it just a big misdemeanor? Okay, second degree misdemeanor charge for first time offense. Depending on the situation, we can be charged with a misdemeanor or a felony. Huh. Careful.
I'm Ashanti. I'm 18 years old.
18. Here she is drinking for Cinco de
Cheers
Drunk
to
Day.
Thursday with the
Spread.
She's a Cinco de drunk. She provided by the producer of Fresh and Fit, who is a former high school teacher, by the way.
ladies. Single Mayo? Single Mayo lit?
Are you gonna tell me there's water in her cup?
Well, here's the thing.
Say
Was
it.
that,
What
I'm
would
18 today. I'm 18.
Okay.
Single as
18.
fuck.
What's up, 18-year-old? Miss Cream. Yeah, she'll tell you, man.
My name is Zoe.
come on in the line.
Zoe.
18 years old.
She's
When I see guys that are
18.
single, I see her. I see a lot of shit. But when I see men that are
Here they are, 18. Myron's liquor bottles in the middle. They're sipping Kool-Aid, I assume, right? They're having a
And number one,
grape
we can see
soda,
your-
orange soda.
Spread.
I want to see who in particular this is.
We can't say anything.
We can't see anything.
20 years old.
20
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we can't see.
Would anyone really be prosecuted for giving one drink to an 18-year-old? If you sell alcohol, you can absolutely get fucked. I'm pretty sure the state will send people to test you, where the state will send somebody who works for the state. It's almost like a secret shopper, but for alcohol, to see if people are selling without IDing people or whatever. For an individual, would you get fucked for it? I imagine the thing would come up if there was like another crime committed, or if you were accused of another crime, or if something else happened. So let's say, like, would you get arrested just for buying a drink for an 18-year-old? Maybe not, but let's say that you got caught speeding and you had a minor in your car who was drunk or something. Maybe that would be thrown on. It depends. If you had an open container or something, maybe. I don't know. But hey, I'm just saying, careful.
Okay, well, it's a video of like you having girls on.
Hello. That's my-
They introduce themselves. A lot of them are saying they're 18. This girl just said she's 20. But anyway, and then it cuts to you guys. And then it cuts to you guys back after the show drinking with them. So my question is it good to give underage girls alcohol? Does that increase ROI?
When was this? When was this video?
Can they not see it? I mean, it's right here.
Can't see on our end. What date was that?
Oh, I can tell you. Be easier if we could show you though. Is that on our side, Dan?
Someone at the pizza shop I worked at accidentally served one of those people a beer, and the store got a big fine, and she incurred a fine. That's if that's all that happened. She got super lucky, because I think you can lose your. I think you can lose your liquor license if you fuck that up once. Maybe it takes 2 times, but you can get in big trouble and lose your ability to sell alcohol. Period. If you fuck that up.
You guys pretending you can't see it, or you can see it?
Yeah. No, we can. I can see your little thing there.
You can see it now.
Yeah, we can see the video now.
Okay, cool.
Shanti. I'm
Okay.
18 years old.
So Shanti's 18.
Okay.
Here she is drinking at Cinco de Drunko party in
Cheers
the back.
to Thursday with the
So she's sipping water, right?
So there's 2 situations here. Number 1, some girls lie and say I'm 21, and we
She
didn't
said
know
she's
that
18 in front of you.
Okay, hold on. Or the second one, if we know that they're not 21, we put water in their cups and we do the Instagram story anyway.
Uh-huh. How did I know that you were going to say they're drinking water? On Cinco de Drunk Day?
Yes.
Okay, okay, it's water in the red cup.
Ladies, nice try once again.
Yeah, no, I totally believe you guys. They're turning up with that hot Cinco de Drunko Day.
Put water in their cups because it's an Instagram story.
I think it's such a great idea for you guys to pretend like they're drinking. Minors are drinking. I can see how that benefits you.
You talk so generally when you ask legal questions at Destiny. These laws differ by state. Yeah, that's correct, you fucking retard. Like, yeah, everything I just said was a general thing. But there's no state where you can sell alcohol to minors and you won't get fucked for it. So I don't know what the fuck the point. I'm sorry, are there states where what I just said dramatically differs? Where, oh, actually, no, in this state, you can sell all the alcohol you want to in 19, you won't get in trouble ever for it. What do you mean? Yeah, these things will vary state by state, sure. Whether it's a misdemeanor, whether it's a felony, how exactly you can get fucked for it, what, like...
You so much. I mean, that's such a plausible explanation.
Well,
you know what would be awesome of us to pretend like the minors have alcohol, so people think they have alcohol, but actually it's water. That makes so much sense to me.
You are assuming, which is why we do it.
You're right. You caught me again.
So again, you're reaching.
Once again.
I'm not inside the cup. No, I'm not inside the cup. You got me.
Wrong.
You got me. I'm not inside the cup.
You're trying really hard, but
yeah, man.
It's very easy. So here's another one. But it's not just once. It's many times. Here is
You actually brought this up.
18 today.
Yeah, I know. You're very happy about it. She's 18.
Single as fuck.
What's the 18-year-old?
Let's just watch it. We'll finish this and you can comment. This girl's also 18.
When I see guys that
Yeah?
You need to fire the people that did research for you, bro.
Okay, well then tell me what's wrong with it.
are single, I see her. I see a lot of shit. But when I see men that are
So, again.
So here she is 18, you guys, there's alcohol at the table, and you guys gave her a fake alcohol cup with water so that it didn't look awkward.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, it's for promotion.
Also, we include everybody so they don't feel left out.
Exactly.
So, I don't think you understand how shows work, especially how these type of shows run. But ultimately, bro, you're wrong. And again, we check IDs, so it's all legal.
Yeah, man. So
can I ask you a question? Can I ask you?
Create a fun environment, festive environment, etc.
So let me just follow the logic here. You have an 18-year-old in your studio. You guys finish the show. You go to the kitchen. You pour everyone drinks.
That's before the show.
Before the show.
Right.
Okay, before, right. It's good to get them liquored up before the show, so that it's easier to speak with them.
Water.
And actually, we tell them, ladies, don't get drunk if you're able to drink, because we will talk on the show.
We don't give them more than 2 shots. We don't give them more than 2 drinks, bro.
All the time.
That's very responsible. You guys. Okay, so hold on. Let me just follow the logic. So you're at this table with a girl who's 18, and you say, here, take this cup that looks like what you would drink, a red cup, which is synonymous with drinking alcohol, and I'm going to put water in it so that people watching think you're drinking alcohol with us.
It's for the story.
Yeah, it's for the story, bro.
Okay, yeah, the story really. Okay, that's all.
Hell, if you watch our podcast,
and you think that's a good idea?
You see us with red cups and we don't drink, and we're drinking water.
I know you don't drink. That's why you guys are such creeps. You get girls around you drunk, and you guys stay sober. That's like Hallmark creep behavior. Myron, and you think that's a good idea for 18-year-olds to have red solo cups, so that?
Didn't you have a red cup with water? Yeah, but I'm not going to speak in their defense or against them. I don't fucking know if they give minors alcohol in it. It wouldn't surprise me if they do. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't. But I can't speak with any certainty on any of this shit. I don't drink that much, and I didn't drink on any of the show, so I'm not plugged into any of that shit. I have no idea. I don't know like the ages of any of the girls I was on with anyway too. Unless I guess they go around the table and they sing, but I have no fucking idea.
So it looks like they're drinking alcohol. Why is that?
It's so hard, dude. It's water.
I know you guys are saying it's water, but why would you want to even make it seem like you're drinking with them?
Bro, they don't want to be left out. Hey, can I get a cup too? So I can do cheers? Bro,
that's not even close to worth the perception that you're drinking with minors. Just don't give them a fucking cup.
Only weirdos like you
give them a glass.
Cup of alcohol. Liberty bad.
I'm the only person who thinks there's alcohol in a red cup.
Based on how shit is generally run around there, does it seem like the sort of thing they'd be careful about? So there's 2 huge things that are pushing in opposite directions, which leads me to say I don't really know. So the one thing is, do I think they would give a fuck if like minors were drinking? Probably not. No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody gives a fuck. It happens in gaming, hotels, like everything. I don't think anybody cares. Look at the KD George shit.
Shelly, that's enough time on your phone.
Leave me
To be a woman, I called myself Lord. Have you ever been in a woman's bathroom, Stan? It's all clean and there's enough stalls for everyone. It was so freeing. I started singing while I was in there, and then I started writing things down.
But you said you knew a guy at work who was Lord's uncle.
Yeah, that's my cover.
The chick that wrote the theme song to the new Hunger Games movie is you?
Yeah, the record company messed it all up. It was supposed to go, Hunger Games, yeah, 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 Hunger Games. But they just do what they want with my songs.
Wait, Lord sounds like a girl.
Auto-tune. Want to see how I do it? I come up with all my best stuff in the bathroom at work. I use this program to import the recordings I make on my phone. Yeah, yeah.
Frozen.
Good on a Wednesday. Sparkling thoughts. Give me the hope to go on. Oh. What I need now is a little bit of shelter.
Dad, Lord's music is actually really good.
Thanks, but it gets even better when I add the drum loops. Yeah, feeling good on a Wednesday. Then with the computer, I can actually quantize everything, backup instruments, and then finally I use the auto-tune. Stan?
But I have heard them say over and over again and complain that a lot of the girls that show up will either be too drunk or will be doing or will have done drugs beforehand, and they tend to not like that they don't mind if the girls drink a shot or two, I think, to get like loosened up for the show or whatever the fuck, I don't know, or I don't know, fuck them after. I don't think it would be that, because they'll fuck them regardless because the girls want clout. They don't need to get
entangled.
They just want the clout. But I have heard them complain that if the girls drink too much, like you guys get dumb on the show and then they've got to kick them off because they're too drunk. But I think that sometimes they'll try to drink anyway. Like the girls just want to drink because they're all fucking ratchet, insane women who will drink as much as they can regardless, or do drugs in the back or whatever. So yeah, but like in terms of like their actual policy, I don't know. I've never seen a fucking ID anybody, but they might have. But also I might have been on shows without any under 21 people. I have no fucking idea. I don't pay attention to that shit. I don't give a fuck.
Bro. No, it's not about that. It's that it's water, dude. I mean, hell, I even have a red cup when I'm.
Why would they want to make it look like minors are drinking alcohol? Come on, bro. They do like a ton of group photos and group stories. It's like a really big part of the promotion. Whether it's like a thing where they all tip their glass and do cheers or some bullshit. I mean, I could understand them wanting everyone a shot. I don't know. Don't care that much.
I'm sitting here at the table. Sometimes it's water. But a lot of the times, and here's the other thing too.
And when you're, what about on Cinco de Drunk?
But like the types of girls, no offense,
Entangled.
that go on these shows are generally not the types of girls you would have to get plied to
Entangled.
fuck. They would fuck you anyway for clout. Like they're not. These aren't like. We need to get these girls really drunk so that they'll fuck us. Like, it's not these types of girls. It doesn't work that way. Also, if that was the case, it doesn't make sense for a girl to drink a ton and then do like a 5-hour fucking after-hour show. She's gonna be sober by the end of the fucking show.
I even have a red cup when I'm sitting here at the table. Sometimes it's water. But a lot of the times, and here's the other thing too.
And what about on Cinco de Drunk Day?
They weren't drinking, bro.
Of course not.
That particular was not drinking. Maybe the other girls were, but that girl wasn't. She was sober the whole show. If she was really drinking alcohol, watch that episode. Oh no, wait, you don't watch the episode. Why was she sober as fuck, man?
Yo, bro.
Like Ethan, like the proof is in the thing. Watch the episode, and you can see she's not slurring her words. She's not fucking stuttering. She's sober as a whistle.
Sober as a gopher.
Yes. Once again, another L on your part. Like,
yeah, no, I'm taking fat L's here.
It's alright. She's sober, dude.
I'm taking fat L's. Yeah, dude, I like to hang out with my younger fans, and I give them red cups that are traditionally used for drinking alcohol out of them, and then make it look like I'm drinking with minors, just so they don't feel left out. That's what you said, which is insane. Chris Hansen would like to ask you some questions.
Are you telling me that you never drank alcohol when you were underage?
Not with fuck, bro. Wait, hold on. Did you just confess?
When you were young?
Was that a confession? I think you just confessed. Well, it's not my responsibility. It's not the minor's responsibility. I mean, you're 34. Drinking with 18-year-olds is just pathetic.
We don't
weird.
Drink, bro.
Yeah, you guys don't drink. Makes it even weirder. It makes it even weirder. It makes it so weird.
Ethan, let me explain to you. The underage girls drink water, and then they're of age, they want to drink when they show up.
Got it. They drink water out of a red cup.
If they definitely have alcohol and the girls do drink, is it too much of a jump to assume that they did give them the alcohol? So again, listen, I'm not here to defend anybody or attack anybody, blah, 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 but pre-show, what I usually see is Myron is running around for 20 minutes, autistically obsessing over camera angles and adjusting every fucking camera and going back with the producer dude. Fresh is in some other apartment with his dog, or I don't know where the fuck Walter is before shows sometimes, but usually Myron is like walking around like autistically checking every fucking camera. And then if the girls are getting drinks from anybody, it's just other people working behind the scenes. But again, like these girls are not girls that you have to like loosen up. Like, I don't want to say they're whores. That sounds like really mean. Everyone in the show is a whore, guys included. But I'm just saying that like, if you're trying to get these girls wasted to fuck them, it just, the things that wouldn't make sense are that, well, one, you don't need to, because these girls will fuck for clout anyway. And then two, these shows are like 4 or 5 hours long, aren't they? These after-hour shows. So like they're gonna be sober by the end of the show. And then three, usually after the show, I think for every single show I've been on, usually we all go out to eat afterwards. Or at least Myron will always be there, but I think I've seen him at every single after hours, the dinner that we'll go to afterwards. So it just, yeah, I don't think these girls like need alcohol to want to fuck. It just doesn't seem like it. But like, could they be drinking? Sure. Could people on the Fresh and Fit production crew be giving them alcohol? Maybe, it's possible. I don't know. The only thing I ever hear about is usually Chris or Myron are shouting at people like, don't let people get too drunk or don't whatever, because they'll fuck around on the show and it'll be stupid. But again, I never watch this that much. I don't give a fuck.
And we do it so they feel included. We want them to feel special.
And then the girls that are older,
you guys are so considerate of the girls' feelings when it comes to drinking and posting. But in the studio, we don't care about them.
We'll give them 1 or 2 at the most because we don't want them getting fucked up and they're of age. What's the problem with that?
I've seen lots of drunk girls in your studio, man. Girls passed out.
They come here. What do you see, bro?
Well, you say you give them 2. Okay, whatever. Let's continue.
No, Ethan. Let's go on this road. What do you see that's drunk on the show?
I've seen videos of girls. They're drunk on the show. They're drunk on the couch in the back, etc.
And they got drunk before they came here.
Okay.
Don't give them more than 2 to 3 at the absolute
So
most.
here they are cheering. Here's a 20-year-old girl. I mean, the other ones were 18, 20.
Hello.
She's 20.
Oh, I'm 20.
Okay.
It's under 21.
Okay.
Take a seat right over there.
All right, cheers.
Here are the 2 under 21 girls with lots of Myron's liquor bottles here, drinking out of a red cup, which is filled with water, so we don't want them to feel left out.
I can't be next to this guy.
We don't want them to. We're so considerate of their feelings before the show. Once the show comes on, women be lying.
30 minutes
I'm
actually.
20 years old.
Starts.
See, Ethan, are you like, here's the thing, Ethan. When girls come into the studio, right? It's a big podcast. They're nervous. They're not sure. So, like, we obviously have to create a certain aura so that they can feel comfortable. Now, some girls want to drink. The girls that are underage, we don't give it to them. But we have our producer here. He's talking with them. We have girls that work for us. They talk with them. They chat with them for a bit. Put some music on. You got to create a little aura for the girls to feel comfortable. Then we do the podcast.
Right. The red cup with water is the crown jewel of comforting. It's crazy. You know you sound silly as fuck.
Girls that come on our podcast are 21 and above. Sometimes it's cranberry juice. Sometimes orange juice. But the reality is, majority
you asked me if I'd ever drank underage. Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ethan,
I didn't do it, but like if adults were offering me alcohol, do you think that that's like you know what I mean? That's weird.
No, because you're trying to virtue signal right now.
Wait, well, how did he get alcohol when he was underage if adults weren't offering him alcohol? Did they steal it? I don't understand.
Like underage drinking is the thing ever, but you participated in yourself.
as an underage, as a minor, I participated. As an adult, it's a different story. But as a minor, I participated with other minors.
To someone that wasn't 21, okay, man. You didn't give a beer to someone that was under 21, okay, man. Sure, we believe that. Just like you believe us with the water, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And all cases of drinking are the same, not like going to a date. Yeah. Okay. I think you guys wrapped it up here pretty good. So, so let me ask you this: how do you guys feel about this interview?
It was great because you literally brought up all the points that people like to criticize us on, and we were able to debunk them with 40, 50,000 people watching live. We got what, almost 40K on our end watching. Yeah. I don't know how many you have on your end watching, but yeah, I mean, you made a bunch of claims and accusations, and they're just simply,
almost like has a sense of Andrew Schultz podcast. Andrew Schultz
tried to get gotcha.
Yeah.
It failed. Try to call us anti-Semitic, not true. Try to ask us Andrew Tate and say that he's a trafficker. Can't substantiate your claims. Try,
I did. I showed you a video of him confessing to it.
Debate here to debate certain topics that we talk about all the time.
Try to say that we're single, or say that we hide our girlfriends.
You're monogamous losers.
Okay.
Let me just ask you one last time: how many Jews died in the Holocaust? You two.
You told us already, bro.
We don't know. We don't know. How many? So to rephrase, so to recap the interview, we give minors red cups full of water so they don't feel left out for our Insta stories. We love the documentary Europa, which is about neo-Nazi conspiracies about Jews controlling the world. Basically, and you said it's based.
Nowhere do we say we love it.
Okay, based, right. Thank you for that very important difference.
That is a big difference, because if we're saying it's based, that means it doesn't align with mainstream media narratives.
At all.
Okay, good, thank you. I'm sure we all know what based means. So you say Europa, which is probably one of the most anti-Semitic films ever created, is based. Then let's see what else did we touch on. You touched on that. We touched on that. Let's see. Once girls post revealing pictures online, it's over unless they're our girlfriend. Then we can move on.
When you're in a committed relationship with the girl,
she's posting pictures like that, bro. It's a rap, man.
It's a rap, bro. It's a rap.
Yeah, you play sound bites.
I think you don't understand.
You play sound bites of you saying you love Hitler earlier.
Yeah, we can.
Oh yeah, you guys got me good.
You not too.
Except you guys actually love Hitler. It sounds like.
No, you called us the N-word, bro, Ethan. I remember that. You remember that?
All right.
I remember that.
So what? You're are you like a false accuser? Are you doing like false accusation cosplay?
Oh no, I'm making false accusations all day. Assuming.
Mine are based on evidence that I show you.
No, I'm assuming when you said that word, you meant us. I'm assuming.
Huh? Okay.
Isn't that what you do?
And then again, it's funny because you play that clip, but you haven't played it again. I said when you're in a committed relationship with a girl and she has pictures of herself.
Oh, you want to play it again? Do we have the?
So that's very important.
No, I'll play it again.
She's with you when she does that. That's a problem. And then once she gets into a relationship with you, and she.
Can I just read this too? Because I think it's funny. It's not really an expose. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. I just think it's funny. This is your dating profile for the sugar daddy one.
Oh, now you're showing it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I can't see the screen though.
Say what?
I can't see the screen. Okay, now I can see it.
Social media influencers, content creators. I run a popular podcast, Miami. I bet if Vodka Soda, you can't guess my ethnic background 2 tries. I own a high-ticket coaching business that nobody's booking. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Who knows? And I'm realizing that Notorious B.I.G.'s song "Mo Money, Mo Problems" is disappointingly true. Nice. I'm hoping you don't add to that disappointment. Are you having money, or mo money, mo problems?
Yep.
Damn. I have more money than you, and I'm good.
I'm happy to go over this bio with you because just so you know, this bio has been copied by thousands of people.
Yeah.
Okay, just you. And I can explain to you why I use this term for phrases.
Not cocky, but here's some of my numbers. Only 4% of male population is over 6'2". Less than 3% of males make over 300,000. Only 5% of men are in shape with abs. And only only most other men have a personality that actually makes them desirable to women. I have to invest in these other 3 so that we don't have to think about that. You lucked out. I have all 3 in one package. So yeah. Yes, girl. Zesty snap. I'm picky for a reason. Beauty in women is common, but high-value men are not. Be prepared to compete.
Yep.
On God.
So Ethan, here's the thing. When you write profiles, you'd be surprised. When a woman finds you attractive, she actually does read your profile. They spend a lot of time reading.
I know, that's the problem.
Well, hold on.
It's just cringy.
Because no, you can say it's cringy, but there's a reason thousands of men have copied it, and I get messages from girls all the time saying, "Yo, this is literally your profile." Okay? They'll use my pictures and they'll use that same exact verbiage. Now, here's the thing. I'm using a bunch of things here. I'm using funny. I'm using crazy arrogance. Now, here's the thing. Women will sit there and say, "I don't like assholes. I don't like cocky guys." But guess what? What they're aroused by versus what they're attracted to are 2 different things.
Unmarried.
Assholes like me. And the other thing too is you need to let women know that you're better than them. Okay? And I know that sounds like a foreign concept to you.
Unmarried.
Okay, so women date up, right? Women want a man that's better than them. You need to exemplify that. Now, on a site like, and here's the thing, you got to use different game on different sites. I would never have a profile like that on Tinder or on Bumble, but on Seeking, you need to have a profile like that because you're dealing with some of the bougiest of bougie women. So you need to fight fire with fire.
Bougie women? You think bougie women read that and respond? That's funny.
You'd be surprised, they actually do.
I'm fucking top 3%. Be prepared to compete, Buster.
I've seen it firsthand. He didn't lie to you.
I get hundreds of messages. I shared my Seeking profile before with people talk shit,
and yet you're still unmarried.
It's not your fault.
You don't know how to. You don't know how to enter a respectful. You don't know how to enter a relationship that is meaningful and strong enough that it would be turned into a fruitful marriage. You do not. You lack that potential, and I think that's sad. And I hope that you guys pursue with your girlfriends, who are lovely ladies. That
let me ask you something. Hold on. You're saying that we don't know how. Wouldn't it be fair to say that if I've hooked up with girls and I've dealt with a bunch of women, I'm probably going to be a good assessor of a good versus a bad woman due to my experience? Wouldn't that be fair to say?
Well, if it's true, you should have found your wife by now.
Ethan.
Well, Ethan.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh God.
I think this is the least convincing argument of all the red pill shit. Fucking a lot of women doesn't give you any guidance into like managing a relationship. Just like managing a relationship doesn't give you a lot of guidance into fucking a lot of women. Like a guy that's hooked up with 1,000 girls might not know how to maintain a relationship. A guy that's fucked one woman 1,000 times probably doesn't know much about hookup culture. The idea that like fucking a ton of women gives you some kind of insight into managing relationships is, if you don't date any of them, doesn't make any sense. This is like super unconvincing, I think.
Get it, man. You just don't get it.
This married guy doesn't understand dating at all.
No, you don't. Because
he doesn't understand the game.
Trick question, by the way. When we asked you earlier, you didn't give any real way for men to meet women in the modern day world.
That's not my business. I don't give a fuck. I haven't written a guide.
Well, then you are not equipped to have this conversation with us and to try to debate our
tactics.
Well,
it's not that deep. Unfortunately for you, it's not that deep. It's not a PhD. I understand all the concepts you bring up.
Now it's not that deep when I'm explaining to you the nuances and how that's important when it comes to attracting women. And the
only 5% of men are in shape with abs.
Again, the platform that you're on dictates how you deal with the women. When you're on a site like that, when you're dealing with women that are some of the most attractive in the way, that are dealing with multimillionaires, multi-billionaires, etc., you have to be hyper competitive and also let girls know that, yo, beauty is common for me. You're just a regular chick. It is what it is. You have to almost knock these girls off their bitch pedestal. But you wouldn't know that because you haven't dated in 2024. And
because I'm married and know how to have a healthy relationship.
Okay, so you are not equipped to give men dating advice in today's dating.
As a healthily married man with a family, I'm not in a position.
If you became single tomorrow, you have no fucking clue on how to navigate the modern day dating marketplace.
Tomorrow.
The marketplace. You guys are so funny.
What's up, Ethan? If you got divorced, what would you do?
Go knock on your mom's door.
No, good one.
It is. It was good. It was great. It wasn't that bad. We're just being silly now. We're just being silly.
That was okay.
No.
We're just being silly.
Yeah, you're fat.
No.
I got you, coconuts. You look upset. You look emotional. Is that emotion? Actually, with the mama joke.
Ethan, since you want to go ahead and criticize my essay profile and how I deal with women, etc., right? And say
sexual assault profile. Why would you want to advertise that? You denied it.
My sexual assault profile? Okay.
You said essay profile. I mean, Jesus, man.
Seeking arrangement is what it stands for.
Oh, okay. I got the two mixed up. I'm so used to thinking about the other one.
Yeah, assuming like you've done before and you got debunked. The whole show, by the way. So yeah, Ethan, that's a valid question.
The girl.
What would you do if you got divorced tomorrow?
Can you see this, man?
Better than you. What are you gonna do?
If I got divorced tomorrow, I would go out into the marketplace and I would talk about how rich I am and how successful, and I would fuck so many bitches, dude.
All right, it's that easy. How would you go about it specifically?
Listen, this girl on the left is 18. She's drinking out of a red cup. The girl next to her is drinking out of a water bottle. If she's drinking water, hold on. This is a good. If she's drinking water out of a bottle, why is the 18-year-old girl not drinking water? Why is she drinking out of a red cup?
She brought her own bottle. Ta-da!
She brought her own bottle, man.
Congrats to you, buddy.
Share the bottle, dude.
Okay. All right. There's water in those cups. That's what everyone believes.
Yeah, bro. Like, bro, they don't know each other. Trying so hard, man. I say, bro.
Hey, coconuts. Is this what it's like when you go to like McDonald's? What would you want to order today? You tell me. You tell me.
They had all this time, and that's the best meme they could come with.
It's funny.
I thought they would have come up with like me holding dynamite or something like that. Damn, bro, that was.
You holding dynamite? That's not funny at all.
Our meme guy's out today, actually.
Yeah, that was from the subreddit. Thank you to them. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyway,
how would you go about if you were single, bro? Like, I'm asking. Like,
Dustin, you said previously that most older men would have sex with an 18-year-old, but you consider them mentally children. So do you think it's unethically because you can't meaningful consent? I think that when I say that people are like children, I think that carries like different connotations depending on what we're talking about. Like, I would say the same thing that like a 22-year-old is also a child. But I don't mean like literally actually a child, right? I don't consider an 18-year-old to be actually literally a child. I don't consider a 22-year-old to be actually literally a child. I think by 18, around there, you probably have the wherewithal to figure out if you want to fuck somebody or not. You can also get taken advantage of too, but you know, just depends. 22-year-old get taken advantage of. Probably a little bit less likely than an 18-year-old, but it depends.
Here's a hard question. Like,
I don't care. I don't care.
What would you do?
Now, if we're talking about a fresh 18-year-old, that's different.
Care.
Now you don't care.
I never did.
Interesting how whenever we ask you a question or we're having a, you know, get into a real debate.
It's like a weird hypothetical thing. I don't know. I have a lot to think about.
When you asked me earlier, oh, well, what if Andrew was actually a rapist? Like,
I'm asking your opinion on like a concrete, specific video I showed you. You created like a fantasy world where you guys fantasize about my divorce a lot more than y'all think about your own fucking girlfriends.
Bro, things happen, bro. If you get divorced, it's
okay. Okay, I get divorced. What do I do? Okay, what do I do? Okay, let's see. Well, if I talk to a lawyer, I get a mediator probably so that we can part ways amicably. We talk about it a lot. We go through a lot. You know, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to split up. We probably maybe even we'll get some couples therapy. You know, to make sure everything's good because we want to do healthy co-parenting because we love our boys more than anything in the world. And then I'll probably get lunch. I'll go to McDonald's and I'll tell them, you tell me what to get.
Would you try to negotiate desire? Like, is that the therapy? Is that what it would be?
Sorry, say again.
Would you try to like negotiate a desire? Is that why you do the therapy?
Negotiate what?
Desire.
Negotiate desire?
Yeah, because that's typically what therapy is designed to do.
Oh, you guys are doing one of your weird like red pill terminologies.
I mean,
how do you negotiate desire?
I mean, if you're meeting,
do you not believe in therapy?
At a predetermined location to meet with a therapist to discuss your relationship, and you go over problems and like, hey, well, I don't like when you do this, and I don't like when you do this. Okay, well, if you do
we're
this,
already divorced, so it's more about just.
Ends up being a lot of the times is you take out the trash and you give him sex. Blah blah.
We're already divorced.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking. Like, you're trying to go to therapy. What's the point of going to therapy if you guys?
Because we have 3 boys that we love, and we want.
I already said it was to figure out the co-parenting stuff.
We want to co-parent them healthily.
Okay, you can do that through the court system.
No, I want to go to a therapist.
Oh, you want to go to? Why don't you want to go to?
Why would you do that with a court system to figure out how to healthily parent your children? That's okay.
Court system.
I prefer to talk to a professional with a degree.
A judge, a professional.
With a degree?
Yeah, actually, JD, right? They're JD. They're better degree than the therapist.
So your claim, you said classes. What did you say?
Because you said you rather go to therapy, and I'm like, why go to therapy? Because of divorce. Let's just let the court system handle it.
Yeah, all right. Listen, coconuts, my boy.
Decline.
I love you.
Ethan, did you really want to debate, man? Because this doesn't seem like
3.5 hours. You guys are just milking it because you have high viewership and you usually don't get this many views. For me, it's not that big of a deal.
Every night. We actually get more.
Aren't the red pill crowd part of the whole courts are against men thing? Yeah, that's what Myron is trying to get him into debating. That's why he keeps asking, why would you trust the courts or whatever? Because he's trying to get him into that line of argumentation.
Well, you remember that Rumble? Yeah, we split the audience right now between Rumble and YouTube. We got 34,000 watching. And
how much on YouTube? How much on YouTube? How much on Rumble?
We got 17,000 on YouTube and another 17K on Rumble.
How much you get, buddy?
45,000.
That's great, bro.
Thank you.
Thank
you. I appreciate that. Walter, me and you though, there's a connection. I think there's something special. You got a face that I like, and I think you're a sweet guy. But you guys have gotten pretty boring, and I just don't care anymore.
You're boring, bro.
Yeah, now
you're boring.
Discussions. Now it's like,
you're boring. All right, have a good show, guys.
My aren't working anymore.
I don't know how anyone watches this podcast, bro. It's just so boring.
I agree. That's why I'm hanging up on you morons.
Okay, buddy. More ad hominem attacks. Get in debate.
Yes.
No debate, just ad hominems.
Did you call me Piglet? Wait, you call me... Wait, hold on. Walter, you call me Piglet?
No, hold on. Ethan, I'd be happy to have an actual debate in person.
Wait, hold on. Walter, you call me Piglet?
No, that's coconuts. That was me.
Oh, okay. So coconuts, you called me... well, hold on. Didn't you congratulate me on my weight loss? Why would you go after my weight? That hurts my feelings.
So bigger, buddy. You're so bigger, but hey, you know what?
Hold on.
Ethan,
let me see your abs, coconuts. Let me see those washboard abs. You look a little thick there, bucko.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
Ethan,
you've been munching a little too many coconuts. Those have a lot of calories.
I know you know how to do that.
Okay, look, Ethan, all jokes aside.
We should mukbang together, for real. I don't care about Myron anymore. Myron, you're not...
Hey, Myron, could you quiet down? We're trying to talk to Walter.
Myron, let the men talk.
So you guys want to have a debate in person?
I want to talk to Walter, who I find much more interesting. Walter, we should do a mukbang. I think it would be fun. 2 guys just eating and shooting the shit.
No, I'm good, bro.
What? Come on. Oh, you guys look upset.
You know what you should do, bro? You should focus on staying married.
Oh, yeah, obviously, I am. Thank you for the advice.
That should be your main life goal.
I take my marriage very seriously. Thank you for that.
I'm going to be honest here, Ethan. I genuinely thought we would have a good discussion.
I don't know why you thought that, dummy. All right, I don't care. We gotta go. Bye, dummies.
All right, it's been real. Thank you, guys.
Wait, I don't want to end on that. You know, I'm being facetious. I'm being silly. I don't want to. I thank you guys for coming. We talked. We did something. I think we'll see what it is. Yeah, part 2.
You want to have ad hominems. You didn't debate any points. You just attacked us personally the whole time, which I knew would happen. But you just showed.
Hold on. My 18-year-old friends are here. Hold on. They need. No, you guys. Hold on. My 18-year-old friends are here. Oh no. You can use the alcohol cup. Just put water in it for social media.
Because you guys used to be based. Now you guys.
Hold on. I'm talking to my 18-year-old friends. Yeah, put that alcohol. You don't need to drink alcohol. Just put water in it for social media, so people on social media think I'm drinking with minors, which is cool.
Decline, this is right. Like, Ethan decline. It is true. You have to lose subscribers for a reason, my friend. You've sold out. Everyone knows you sold out. Yeah. You're not capable of having a rational debate like I tried to have with you. My mistake was holding you to a higher standard, to be honest here. That's really my mistake. That's fine. You just embarrass yourself in front of, what, 50, 70,000 people live? That you're not able to have a coherent, articulate discussion with another adult. Hell, you didn't even want to do it in person, which tells me the type of man that you are. Yeah, it is what it is.
How many people died in the Holocaust, Myron?
Yeah.
You tell me, man.
All right. I'm a neo-Nazi. See ya.
You're such a good... No, not yet. I want to do this, Dan.
This is anti-Semite. You failed. You guys say we're racist. You failed. You try to say that we're sexual assaulters. You failed.
No, not that. Look at the chat. What do you mean?
I can't see what chat.
Oh, man.
No, do the whole thing. That whole thing.
This was what you're showing. Is he showing something on screen?
Can't see anything.
We can't see anything if you're showing it on screen, dude. We just
Okay. All right, I'm good. Okay.
Of course I didn't watch it.
Holy sh! I just realized something.
But it never is.
Okay. All of
that actually looks a lot like a JDAP.
Yeah.
That's your epic reporting. Those are your epic sources, bro.
Yes. Wait, whoa. No, we're not moving on. Stop! No, I know that at the time, and still to this day, greatly favors that this was most likely another Israeli munition. I still think it's 90% that it's Israel. So how about that? In the immediate moment after that, I have said.
The immediate moment after that.
Oh my f***ing Lord, dude. But here's the Willie Mac Show. What's up, Willie Mac Show?
Hey, what's up, Hassan?
Not much. So I am not very familiar with what you do, but I believe you've done a couple videos about how dogged I am, I think, right? You want to turn on your camera, by the way?
I mean, I'm recording. I don't think I can at the same time.
I can't believe that of all the people he chose to debate on this topic, of all the people that he chose to debate on this topic, fucking digs deep into the commentary community. What an actual debate file, okay?
The debate pedophiles are out in droves. Holy moly.
I can't believe that's like his, that's where he's looking to get his owns on. Like, unbelievable.
All right, so you...
Did you watch the videos?
No, of course not. I have a policy of not really watching videos such
that I give strong commentary on. At least Hassan's honest here. Actually, Hassan's probably not honest. Not only did he probably watch it offline, he probably had other people watch it and take notes for him so that he could be prepared for this conversation. But I guarantee you that Hassan has seen at least part of it, of course.
Which is that one specifically because it will frustrate me, and then I will have to
want to debate about a video you didn't even watch?
Why? Yeah, of course. You made the video. I'm not like debating a random person about a video I didn't watch. You made the video, so let's hear.
I know, but
what
that
your
kind of like
gripes
that kind of
are.
links up to like my big criticism with you, is that you don't actually put in the bare minimum effort to research anything before you jump to conclusions. That's why your tweet when you're like, "Hey, I want to debate Willie."
Do you really consider me watching a fucking dumb YouTube video from a drama farming channel to be doing research? I don't need to do research
this is what you're
on a video.
About. You're going into a topic you don't know anything about,
brother.
True. Yeah.
Just give me what you want to say. Give me what you want to say. The video's about me, isn't it?
Yeah,
so fucking talk to me about what the points of the video are, and let's discuss it. The do you mean?
My main...
This is such a like arrogant, weird thing. How long even is the video that was made on him? Was it what, 30, 40 minutes? Was it longer than that?
Why would I have to research a video about myself? Like,
why would I? Oh my God. Willie Mac Show Hassan video. People are saying anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. How can you guys all be? Hassan's horrible response on his radicalized audience. Is it this, or is it Hassan the worst? Oh, there were two videos. Okay.
Oh man, I can't believe I have to watch.
I have no doubt you didn't.
I have to watch a fucking dumbass talk shit for 25 minutes. And
also, how fucking awkward is it? Does Hassan do this often, where he brings somebody to his house and they're just like sitting here in the background while he's like debating and screaming at people, like
jerk off like all the talking points that I've heard about myself over and over again? Incredibly stupid. Give me the fucking takes and we'll talk about it.
My take is that you have a pattern of behavior where breaking news happens. You jump to wild conclusions, talking way too confidently.
Okay.
To be fair, you do this too sometimes. Person will come on and say, "Did you watch X?" And you respond, "Just tell me the important points. I'm not gonna watch some random video for you." Hold on. Have I said that to the creator of a video? I feel like if somebody's coming on to discuss their video, don't I always watch the video first? Why would you compare those two things? Yeah, there are probably times when people come on and like, "Oh, did you watch XYZ video?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't seen this. Like, just summarize it for me." But I don't. Have I said that to a person who's made a video? Like, okay. I'm sure it's probably happened at least once, but I mean, I feel like generally.
Okay, give me an example. Pause. Example. Give me an example.
All right,
are you going to talk about? Okay.
There was reports that Ukraine was going to be invaded by Russia. You confidently said no, it wasn't, despite all the reports. Then Russia invades. And then instead of apologizing and correcting the story, you then
Wait, I didn't apologize and correct the story?
You justify the invasion.
Wait,
right?
I didn't apologize and correct the story?
Let me finish my.
Wait, hold on. No, this is important.
This is the pattern of behavior.
Because you said you. Wait. Hold on. You're the one who doesn't do his research because I did apologize and I did correct the record. You just didn't see it.
You kind of walked it back too.
Wait, no. I very clearly apologized for it. You didn't see that because all you do is look at fucking clips.
It's in the video. It's in one of my videos.
So why did you just now bring it up as though I've never apologized?
Oh, this is so like Hassan, and then
the reality is, I think Hassan did kind of sort of like mini apologize, but it was, I'm pretty sure it was like, I think Willie has the order of events right here. He denied it. He made literal Snapchat videos like bragging about like, oh, day 12, no Russian invasion, blah, 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 blah.
What's up, folks? I'm live and alive, and we got a lot to talk about. I was right about Ukraine. That's right. War is not imminent. Oh, shocked to find out. Anyway, we're gonna talk about that and a bunch of other stuff, so get in now. Possibly a new React series as well, so you don't want to miss it.
I think maybe I'll tell my editors to do this, but I think I'll just change I'll change this every day to Ukraine has still not been invaded by Russia every day to make sure that the wishes of these weirdo, like, I'm actually a sock them and you're a fucking tanky idiots on the internet. Will, yeah, change it to Russia still has yet to invade Ukraine. And it's like day 11 at this point, you know what I mean?
Then it happened, and then I think as it happened, he was either justifying it or downplaying it, and then after a while, then he was like, yeah, okay, yeah, they did this, or I got this thing wrong or whatever, right? But it was, I'm pretty sure it was after all of that. Willie might have it in his video. That's my recollection. But yeah, but now Hassan is doing it's a debate tactic. He's trying to hinge on the one least important part, right? Like yesterday, I saw you walk into a nursery and murder 15 babies and come out walking in a red t-shirt. Wait. Oh, a t-shirt? Was it really? Did I really have a t-shirt on, bro? Like, well, okay, no, you killed, but no, bro. T-shirt, really? Like, that's the strategy, is to like find like the one least important part of the entire thing and then like hang your whole ass hat on that argument. Yeah, Illustrious Picks, thanks for the $19.99 donation, buddy.
And the worst part is when people call you out.
Why did you just bring that up? As I never apologized then.
See, and he's got it too. He knows what he's doing. This is like super ultra intentional because the rest of it is really hard to excuse. The rest of it is pretty inexcusable, I think. Yeah.
Why did you just say I?
This is the Ukraine part.
Was wrong.
It's always wrong. Russia was deploying units across the Ukraine border. US intelligence said that they were going to invade. But Hassan and his intelligence team of absolutely no one says no.
And we got a lot to talk about. I was right about Ukraine. That's right. War is not imminent. Oh, shocked.
I think maybe I'll tell my editors to do this, but I think I'll just change I'll change this every day to Ukraine has still not been invaded by Russia every day. Change it to Russia still has yet to invade Ukraine. And it's like day 11 at this point, you know what I mean?
He'd post J-Station memes making fun of people worried about the imminent invasion, and when his completely arrogant and baseless predictions would be proven wrong, he'd go out and make more arrogant and baseless predictions.
The reason why I'm saying a lot of the information that's coming out of the State Department is wrong or outright false is because what I'm showing you right now is literally people talking about like bombing Kiev. That is insane. That's psychotic.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and I think that
nothing has been worse than his coverage of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. He sells himself as an on-the-ground.
But now he's trying to hang his whole ass hat on this idea that maybe at one point he might have apologized. How did he fuck up so badly? Remember, don't use complicated analysis, okay? All you have to do is the very, very simple analysis of America bad. Remember, it was the United States that was publicly publishing information saying that Russia was going to invade. Well, obviously, the U.S. is doing that because they're bad and they want to do propaganda and make Russia look bad. So America bad, therefore invasion fake, right? It's that simple, right?
You could just take the L Ukraine. Wait, no, that's not what I'm saying. America has already delivered the L to Ukraine, okay? That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying America needs to take the L.
Destiny, even funnier Kiev bombing take. Wait, what? Hold on, what is this?
like Tim Pool after that 49 state landslide. Yeah, I would look like Tim Pool after that 49 state landslide L if, you know, there was a bombing, active bombing currently happening on Kiev, and like Ukrainians were being murdered left and right at this moment. I would be that way if America was like, we're going with a full-throated, this is a full-blown invasion, and yet it hasn't happened. At this point, I have a more aggressive stance on Russian troops inside of Ukrainian borders than the American State Department does.
Remember, the invasion was on the 24th, so this is literally 1 day before the invasion.
So how do you pair up with that?
Yeah.
Well, America's literally like, they're doing a fucking W tour. They're like, yo, we're gonna predict the misinformation to false flag. Dude, okay, solve it. Solve the problem. What the fuck are they gonna do? Are they gonna go in? Are they gonna fucking fight back? Are they gonna like actually fly planes into Ukraine? Are they gonna send in the 6,000 troops at the fucking border of Ukraine? Non-believers like you was on.
Wow, hard job tour. Thanks for the 8 gifted subs.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they got this one fucking. They got this one. Okay. At this point, if you are in a position of fucking power, you had every opportunity to fucking exhaust diplomacy. Instead of fucking endlessly being like, this is a war that's gonna happen, this is a war that's gonna happen. Okay, then try to solve it.
I don't want to second guess.
Just solve it, bro.
He's gonna do next, that we know that he's doing now, and you know.
You could just take the L Ukraine. Wait, no, that's not what I'm saying. America has already delivered the L to Ukraine. Okay, that's not what I'm saying at all.
You're such an inspiration. I debated in high school, but you never tried here on YouTube. Nice to see some other live clicks and like, wow, thanks, Liz.
I never apologized for it when I did.
Burns, right? You claim that's all out of context.
Why did you say I never apologized?
See, again, that one. How many minutes are we going to spend on this one point?
Why did you just say I never apologized?
Justify more. You then make more outrageous claims.
I'm sorry. Why did you say I never apologized if I did, and you just repeated? You just repeated after I said no, I did apologize. You moved the goalpost. You moved the goalpost, and you tried to fucking act like I was just backtracking.
I didn't move the goalpost, dude. This is exactly my criticism.
You did. Stop saying this is exactly my criticism. Okay, but then your criticism is fucking stupid.
Your apology is in there.
Okay,
you just didn't watch it, so you're just making shit up right now. That's what you're doing.
No, I'm going off of what you're saying.
Because you didn't watch the video because you don't research anything, which is the whole criticism.
Why would I watch a fucking stupid video that you made when I'm talking to you because the video is about me? You said with your words that I didn't actually apologize.
You're saying
you said with your words.
One thing that I wonder is that as Hassan's audience starts to kind of shrink and he has this inability to kind of like go to other places and look outwards, I wonder if he's feeling more pressure from people that are criticizing him, because it's kind of strange that he dug like this deep to debate this particular guy that made like a bad video on him. It was really weird a few weeks ago that he was like fighting with all of my orbiters on Twitter. That was like bizarre. I wonder if he's feeling like mounting pressure to respond to negative feedback of him or something like more than in the past.
That I did. Is this what you're going to talk over me when I'm giving you the answer?
No.
I'm giving you a very straightforward answer. I did do that.
Okay.
I did cover your apology.
So you said I did apologize, but it wasn't good enough for you. Is that what you're saying?
And I showed you apologizing for making your completely, like, fairly baseless claims, jumping to conclusions, and then you followed that up by making more baseless claims, jumping to conclusions.
Okay. Go on. What are the baseless claims that I made?
Oh yeah, liking negative tweets about me is like so bizarre too. Yeah, Jesus.
Jump to conclusions on, even though you originally said I said that Russia would never invade Ukraine, which is true. I did say that because I did think that it would be an unimaginably stupid decision for Russia, okay, which I claimed would be impossible to occupy Ukraine, a country with...
He's getting a ton of likes for his pro-Palestinian tweets, though. I think he's going to grow from this. I don't think so. I think that this is going to be like a pretty popular thing for people on the left right now, like because it's like current thing. But I think... like I said, I feel like I've seen enough on the internet, but who knows, we'll see. I feel like this has been a big like eye-opening moment for a lot of people where they're like, oh shit, like maybe like this like super progressive or like socialist commie shit is like a little bit more dark than we had originally realized. I feel like that's going to be the ultimate takeaway, because I feel like it's already happened quite a bit in a few different fan bases, but we'll see.
With 44 million people whose entire national independence movement has revolved around literally trying to escape from Russia for the most part, regardless of the Russian-speaking population in the Eastern Front, okay? Having said that,
I mean,
however,
this has nothing to do with what I said, though. This is all just random nonsense.
Yeah, because you're a fucking scumlord drama farmer. Of course it doesn't have anything to do with anything, because the specifics don't matter to you.
The specifics do matter.
Well, if they do, then when I describe...
All right, I got another one. Let's do this one, too.
There's an entire YouTube video called I Was Wrong About Ukraine. Like, there's literally...
in that same...
I wonder with that YouTube video, what is it actually like? Hassan, I was wrong about Ukraine. 430,000.
Wait, do you still think that the invasion isn't going to happen? Not trolling, just joining? I think that the peacekeeping mission is like literally that's it. That's overtaking eastern Ukrainian territories. That's absolutely invasion. That is happening. I was wrong. I assumed that we could actually have diplomatic talks. I'm wrong. I was wrong. I did not even think that Russia would take over eastern territories, and I was wrong. I think that if the reports are true, because there's been a lot of information that has been wrong, completely wrong,
Exploding.
and there's still a lot of information that the Western State Department is pumping out by way of mainstream media about like Russia is going to go and overtake Kiev and they're going to go into Ukraine. But yes, this is earlier today.
Why are you bro? Are you in any position to doubt anything the State Department says at this point? Why are you even trying to cast doubt on these things?
Vladimir Putin said that a couple days ago, the lower parliament in Russia voted to recognize eastern Ukrainian territories that have some, not majority, but some Russian people living in it to be independent. This is a part of Russia's strategy in expanding into areas that it believes that has historical fucking territorial claims to. They claim there's Russians there. This is an independent area. We voted. We decided that this is an independent region. We recognize this as an independent region. And then they say there are Russian people there. We need to defend those Russian people. And then they will fucking push troops there to do peacekeeping missions. And it's basically just an annexation. Okay? Literal Lebensraum arguments. Goddamn. Wait, what? I'm not saying that's appropriate for the record. I'm not agreeing with that. So I don't know why people don't understand where I'm coming from. I disagree with that. I disagree with a Russian invasion of Ukrainian territories. I've said this time and time again.
Stefan Clark, $20. Thanks, buddy.
Crimea is different, but eastern Ukrainian territories where Russians live is entirely separate from that conversation. You could say backpedal Andy all you fucking want, but that's because you are a brain-dead idiot who cannot comprehend that new information comes out that changes my analysis, okay? You aren't acknowledging that most of Donbass for the Minsk Treaty lines is held by Ukrainian forces, though, so if Russia goes in to support the separatist border claims, they will necessarily fight the Ukrainian forces there. No, I do recognize that, and that's precisely why I'm saying that is moving towards an act of fucking war. Do you have thoughts on how this might end? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Macron. We'll see what happens with the conversation between, you know.
In video, you make more claims about.
Like what?
If I remember, I mean, this is a year ago.
No, go ahead.
Video.
Go ahead.
I guess you didn't watch that either.
Like what? Of course I didn't watch it.
Holy shit. I just fucking realized something. Hassan's style of debate is actually identical to who? Does anybody know what his style of debate is identical to? One person. I'm waiting for one person to get it. That Homer, you got it. Hassan's style of debate is identical to Lav's. This was how I would watch Lav run circles around people, where she'd argue with something where she was like pretty obviously incorrect, but if you didn't know every single factoid about the particular thing you were trying to attack her on, she'd be like, wait, really? Did I actually say that? Or did this actually happen in that time span? Or did it actually happen exactly like this? And if you didn't know exactly, she'd run circles around that particular point, and then you would look like you wouldn't know what you were talking about. You look like an idiot. Hassan is employing the exact same strategy here.
Why would I watch a fucking drama farmer who has no understanding of geopolitical conflict?
You're the one who asked for this debate, and now you're all confused and butthurt that you're getting dumped in it. Like, I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry. You fucking brainlet. Give me what the inconsistency was. You made the video. You made the video. Give me the inconsistency or what you consider to be false information. Are you having a hard time without a script or without people feeding you clips that you can post?
Pretty good, bro. Nobody's.
I love that accusation. Is Willie Mack even a streamer? Like, I don't think, does he even stream or is he only a YouTuber? Like, do people feed him clips or does he think that I'm like behind every single person that argues with him?
Let me anything.
Dude, you're killing it. You're killing it, dog. Come on, go ahead. What's the second point? What is the lie that I told about Ukraine?
It's not a lie. It's just you made more claims. You made more bases.
Like what? What is the claim?
I gotta go pull it up in the video because you didn't.
You didn't prepare for your own. You didn't prepare where you were literally coming on here to talk about not Israel-Palestine, mind you, but about Ukraine, and you didn't even prepare with talking points.
I'll talk
really?
to you about Israel-Palestine. That'll be the next point. It's you doing the same thing again. Well, dude, how do you impromptu ask me to a debate this minute? If I had a day to prepare, I would have everything, but you didn't. You just completely like you blew this.
Oh, that's true. Hassan was like, he won't even debate me, and after like 30 minutes, he accused him of like running away and shit. Holy.
It's your video about me. These should be so simple for you to be like, this is where you lied. Just say it. We already established that the first thing you did was wrong.
All right, you got to give me a minute.
Okay. Are you trying to link me your video? I'm not going to watch your video. Just say it with your mouth, with your words. Go ahead.
I have to watch my video to see what my receipt is because this is a year old. Right? I didn't know where
you don't even know your own video. You don't know the contents of your own video.
I made it a year ago, bro.
You think you're doing a good job right now? Do you think you're doing a good job right now, defending your position? Like it's such a.
Wait, he made the video a year ago? Wait, what does that mean? Did he actually?
Wrong.
It's posted 2 weeks ago. I don't know how long it takes him to make videos. That's kind of.
Profound position. It's such a profound position that you don't even remember your own talking points. Oh my lord!
Dude, I'm trying to find your talking point.
This is the.
I'm trying to find your talking point.
I know. my talking points that you claim are wrong should be, you know, in the chamber for you to fire off. You came on here because you thought, let's have a conversation about these fucking videos that I've made.
Do instantly right now. Right when I was out.
Stop complaining. Give me the talking points. Come on. Stop.
Shift the goalposts around.
Stop complaining.
Oh, the Ukraine video is older. I think that's what he's saying. Okay.
Tell me what it was. Stop bitching. Tell me what it was. You started the conversation by talking about Ukraine. Why did you bring up Ukraine if you weren't ready to talk about it? Your first point that you brought up was that I never apologized for it. I debunked it within seconds.
Listed out. And all the receipts right here, but you said get on now, Willie No Show.
Okay, go ahead. Come on, Willie No Show. Come on. What's the second talking point?
Yelling in my ear while I'm pulling up the receipt.
Willie No Show. Give me the second talking point. If you're not this passionate about the subject, then you're basically admitting that you're a bottom-feeding drama farmer who has no interest in.
Like you're just gonna look retarded because I'm gonna pull it up in when I make my video.
Pull it up. Then pull it up. Stop complaining about it after the fact. Go ahead. I'm here. All right now. If you are genuinely interested in truth and research or whatever, you have this wonderful opportunity. You have this wonderful opportunity to ask me personally.
To pull it up. I'm trying to listen, but I'm hearing you twice. Once from my video and once from you just bitching in my ear.
Oh my god.
So you gotta wait. Yeah, that's how
this is the greatest. This is the greatest brain power we got, folks.
You want me to just move on from this?
All right. I'm muting myself. I'm muting myself. Go ahead. Watch your video, and then you can come back. Okay. Holy moly, dude. Jeez, Lord mercy. I muted myself. He can't hear me, so he can find his own talking points in his own videos. Jesus Christ.
It's so crazy that this is the guy that accuses people of, like, debate pervertry, but, like, you can tell he loves engaging in all of this dog like, debate. Like, this is... Oh, the turnaround is so infuriating because, like, all of Hassan's fans accuse me of doing stuff like this. Like, do you know how annoying that is? All of his fans think that all of my debates look exactly like this. And then they walk around saying this, like, oh yeah, like I learned from Hassan that debate is pointless. Yeah, because Hassan is a shitty debater and he does debate strategy bullshit like this. Like, this is all like rhetoric and stupid shit. Like, that's all he's doing. So, but yeah, to externalize it on me, like, why?
Nice, dude.
I didn't even get to any of my moderator questions.
I know. Every time Felix is here, we got to do a fucking, we have to have the conversations like this. It just has to happen.
Teleport.
I love that he's like, I don't remember my talking points. I have to watch my own YouTube video.
Well,
Hold on, you don't believe Hassan is a shitty debater, do you? I mean, I think he's good at debating and that he, like, knows, like, debate strategy. The same way that I would say, like, a really good fighter is somebody that brings, like, a knife to a street fight. But, I mean, like, he's not, like, a good debater in that he's, like, an intelligent person that can coherently put together, like, a deductive set of syllogisms to produce, like, you know, valid argumentation or something. He's not, like, that type of debater. He's just a guy that, like, he knows his niche. He plays into it really hardcore, and then that's the only area that he'll lean on, and then he'll say at the same time, like, oh, I don't like debate, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's, yeah.
All right, I got it.
All right, he's got it. All right, let's hear it.
I got it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
Willie Mac No Show.
Was you said people, you said, let me watch this one more time.
Bro.
It was in your video, I was wrong about Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
You said people are acting like Kiev's getting bombed. Like that would never happen. And then it's literally did happen.
Okay.
So you're just again making more you're making your apology video about being wrong and making baseless claims that you know nothing about.
This is your take.
Wrong. It's a pattern of behavior.
This is your take from February 22nd, 2022.
Yeah.
Another thing that I was
again. You've done it since then.
I've done it since then. People are acting like Kiev's getting bombed. It did happen. You're right about that.
I also,
do you think that I didn't cover? Wait, hold on. Do you think that I didn't cover Kiev getting bombed? Like I hid that or something?
No, you did, but it's your accusation saying it doesn't, saying it won't happen. There's no way it'll happen.
Yeah. Do you think that bombing Kiev specifically, well, it was what Russia did? Do you think that was a good thing for Russia to do?
What is this? What is this question? Oh shit! How did he get so sidetracked here? What?
I didn't say.
Do you think that it was a? Do you have any genuine opinions?
Think it was a good thing.
Do you have any genuine opinions about?
Yeah, my opinion
Russia's
is that was
involvement
bad.
in the
My opinion on that is that you shouldn't be talking about shit.
Brother, hold up. We're having a conversation about Ukraine and Russia. We're having a conversation about Ukraine and Russia, and I'm asking you a specific question. I'm asking you a specific question.
My conversation's about you because my videos are about you and your pattern of behavior and your poor reporting, and now you're trying to shift it all these other ways because you know you can't face the truth.
Russia had not bombed Kiev at the time. That's number one. Number two, of course, as soon as that did happen, I covered it. Of course I did, because that's what I'm doing.
The criticism isn't that you didn't cover it. The criticism is that you're making baseless claims you don't know anything about, talking so confidently, as if you got a whole research team behind you. When you don't, you're talking out your ass. This is the
brother. Do you have a whole research team behind you? Because you're not
me. I actually did research just now, and you could barely be patient enough to sit there and listen through it. You gotta go ahead and
it's a video. You made a video a year ago about me talking about like my opinion on Russia and Ukraine. You personally do not have an opinion on Russia or Ukraine at all. I have taken accountability on my. I've taken accountability on the things that I've reported wrong.
You should do the research. If I'm not willing to,
I have taken accountability on the things that I have reported wrong on.
Wars when you can't do the
Willie No Script. Listen to me. I've taken accountability on the things that I have said that are incorrect. Of course, on the editorial perspective, on the editorial side of my coverage, okay, on the editorial side of my coverage, if I make a prediction or a speculation, it can sometimes be wrong. That speculation is always going to be on foundational analysis that is solid.
I got another one too.
Foundational analysis that is solid. Modern Republican 499. Before this debate, while Hassan was tweeting Willie, he was like, "Oh, my Jewish friend can moderate me and Willie, two non-Jews debating on Israel." Okay.
I got just more examples.
Do you have an issue with do you have an issue with my analysis of the situation? Because I can't possibly do research on things that haven't happened yet. I can simply speculate.
Just make it up.
And this entire
oh my god, I just realized this stupid bro, like I said, one day I could literally, my opinion on Hassan would fucking 180. If he came out one day and he was like, "You fucking retards. Obviously I've been trolling the whole time. Did I not give it away when I was sitting inside my multi-million-dollar mansion next to my popular millionaire friend, as me, a millionaire, was sitting in my stream with a giant sweater saying capitalism is voluntary? You didn't realize I was trolling the whole time?" I'd be like, "You know what, Hassan? You fucking got us, okay? It was funny. It was a good one. I'll give you props for that. I would give him props for that."
Do you think when I say, "Guys, I don't think that Russia will bomb Kyiv," is actually, in your opinion, like me making up something, or do you think it's speculation?
No, the clip is actually you talking really condescendingly about people who think that could happen. That's the clip.
Okay, but you're, yeah, okay. You don't. Yeah, so is this all just tone policing? Is that what it is?
Talking about?
Is this all? So all of this is just you personally tone policing the way I'm covering the fucking news?
No, it's not tone policing. It's about your.
Do you have any genuine interest or any curiosity in like Russia and Ukraine at all? Or
I like how Willie is clearly not like a geopolitical commentator. Like, I doubt that Willie follows a bunch of foreign policy, but that's not what Willie's video was on. It was about the irresponsibility and f***upness of Hassan's reporting. And Hassan is trying to like change this into like, can we talk about some sort of conflict that I know more about than you, so I can just like overwhelm you with facts, even though Willie's not even necessarily disagreeing on it. Notice how that's what Hassan keeps trying to pull the conversation. What do you think about Russia invading Ukraine? What do you think about them bombing Kyiv? Do you think that was a good idea? Do you have opinions on this conflict? Like, he's trying to like pull him into that area so they can beat him down with just like a gish gallop of a bunch of random shit, basically.
Or is all you do drama farming off of clips? Because over the course of this entire conflict, I've dedicated tens or hundreds of hours into my coverage.
Oh, people keep asking me, do you think Hassan's like fan base is shrinking or whatever? Yeah, of course it is, and he knows it as well. I think he's dipped almost, what, 10,000 average viewers, maybe, probably around anywhere from 5 to 10,000, depending on how you, what time period you do that over the last year. Yeah, he's dipped pretty significantly. I think he might have dipped last year too. Yeah, a little bit, not as much, but yeah. I'm pretty sure he's like feeling pressure on stuff like this. He's actually lost followers recently. Wait, really?
Vengeance.
And the analysis in and of itself comes from a solid foundation. Now, the predictions might be wrong, and it certainly was, which is something that I took accountability for, even though you said I had not. So here's my question to you.
You then just did the same mistake again. You did the same criticism again.
Did you look into, okay, what sources I was looking at and where I was getting this opinion from?
Yeah, there were sources
beyond just like looking at YouTube clips and regurgitating talking points, specifically that you've heard from other like neoliberal commentators and whatsoever. Neoliberal commentators is the same fucking 5 clips that you are going to present here.
You think Destiny is secretly behind this? Is this what you're crying about right now? Is this why you keep saying random shit?
Does it sound like I'm
Yeah, it does. You just said, yeah, it does. You're talking about stuff that doesn't matter.
Brother, you said
away from the criticism, which is your poor reporting. You bring me out to debate. You let me pick the debate topic.
Somebody was saying that the election would boost his numbers. I actually don't think so. I think that any election coverage, huge boosts that people like Vosh and Hassan were getting, I think was because of like the presence of some progressive, so like Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren and stuff, I don't know how much the election season will boost like some of the progressive or socialist streamers, because they're going to have zero representation. And it's just going to be the same shit over and over and over and over and over again, right? Donald Trump is bad, but Biden's not much better. Like that a million times. Lesser of two evils. So I'm curious how much coverage they'll do. I could be wrong. Maybe they'll bump quite a bit, but I would be surprised if that was the case. Also, I don't know if any of their audiences are even going to feel any passion for any of the coverage, right? Because they have like no dog in the race. They don't give a fuck one way or another if Biden or Trump wins. They have no investment whatsoever. I don't even know how much he'll cover it, but we'll see, yeah.
And now you won't engage.
Okay.
It's incredibly frustrating.
I am trying to engage with you. I am trying to engage with you. I'm trying to engage with you. I'm trying to engage with you in good faith as best as I possibly can. And all you've done so far is go through your YouTube video to be like, well, you said Kiev wasn't being bombed, and actually it wasn't at the time, but then it got bombed afterwards. Listen, let me finish. Okay, I'm gonna mute you if you don't let me finish.
It's not progressive viewers who will watch it. It's mostly normies who are barely into politics. I don't think very many normies who are barely into politics are watching people like Hassan. I think Hassan is very much like a very young, college-age and younger person. Like sees him on TikTok giving like a progressive, anti-American take. I don't think like normal people are watching Hassan for. I don't think normal people watch me for political views. Although normal people have a much higher chance of seeing me for political views because I've done so much work going on other shows, right? So I might have had like a little bit from like the No Jumper audience, or a little bit from Just Pearly Things and Fresh and Fit, or a little bit from the Tommy, the No Impact, like all of these other shows go on, maybe. But like Hassan, the thing is, remember, Hassan doesn't reach out to any normal platforms anywhere. It's very, very, very rare that he'll go on like, he won't go on opposing platforms. He's done a couple shows, but not very many. Not as many as he could be doing, so.
Okay.
Go for it.
You said Kiev wasn't being bombed at the time. It wasn't. Okay. And then you said, okay, well, guess what? Guess what, dude? Your tone was off. Okay. Well, my tone was off.
Your tone.
Like it. But you haven't brought up, I was being condescending. You haven't brought up the actual research or the actual analysis that led to these conclusions. Part of the reason why you haven't done that is because you have no idea what these sources are.
Since you're just talking in circles.
Pod Save America is the more mainstream normie left account. That's actually true. I think Pod Save America, is the largest like center left-ish podcast, and I don't think they're like engaged at all in like this world. I don't know how many people from my audience or Hassan's audience or Vash's audience like even know much about Pod Save America. I'm not sure.
On this, can I just go to the next one?
I'm not talking in circles on this whatsoever, but go ahead. Let's talk about the next point.
The next one.
But for the record, I am not clairvoyant. I cannot predict the future. I cannot predict the future.
I know.
So I just want to point that out.
But it's you talking on breaking news, like you know what the f gonna happen and you don't. You're talking completely out of line. So,
hold up.
Can I just go to the next point?
Hold up. My speculation on what may happen, okay, in the future is not always going to be correct. Everybody understands this.
Vengeance.
It's usually wrong. The only example you brought over.
The CIA is why Iran bombed the U.S.
Do you know how many? Do you know how many hours? Do you know how many hours?
Israelis is because it's a psyop to make Palestinians look bad.
Wait, hold on. What base are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about with the Iranian thing. What?
True. Hassan reaches the same political audience that Green Day did with American Idiot in 2004. True.
Iran struck a U.S. base, and then you said it's the CIA. No shot. It's the CIA. Complete because you were like, oh, there's a nuclear deal. Why would Iran do that? No way. No shot. 100% confidence. Iran then takes credit for it, and then you coat, mauled, and seethe to your audience.
Wait, I'm so.
I know you don't know because you spew so much bullshit all the time. You can't even remember.
Perhaps the reason for why you are maybe the reason why I'm confused and the reason why you're a little bit confused on this is because in every single circumstance, every single thing that you've brought up, there's almost always.
Wait, what is this? Hold on.
A correction that comes after the fact. You, on the other hand, do not see the correction, or you, on the other hand, see the 30 second to 2 minute videos, which is enough for you to try and develop a consistent narrative.
This is from your whole live stream, by the way. I'm watching everything in context. This is code from you saying that this is out of context. It's the same shit Andrew Tate does and the Red Pillars do to me, claiming everything's out of context when it's not. That was your opinion at the time. You said those words. They came out of your own mouth. Go through the research.
Can I ask you something? Really quickly? Okay. One. This is important for you to comprehend.
I'm sure.
Do you think that over the course of thousands of hours,
SDSU had an Israel Freedom March days before UCSD had a Free Palestine March? Do you think young people are beginning to split on the topic? I have no idea. Remember, for young people, to track young people's opinions on this topic, it just depends on which social groups they belong to. No young person has any idea about any of the facts of the matter relating to this. It is literally a virtue signal topic. That is the only reason why people pick one thing or another for this particular thing. Yeah.
Thousands of hours of coverage. Okay, thousands of hours of coverage, especially when something is like being immediately brought to my attention. Okay, immediately brought to my attention, which I don't even know what you're talking about, but
yeah, I know.
Really, I don't remember what you're talking about. But over the course of thousands of hours of coverage, when I, for example, read something in the chat and respond to it, okay, do you think that this is like reported, or do you think that I'm giving like immediate commentary?
Breaking news you cover. This isn't a random chat comment. This is breaking news that's happening.
Okay.
I think what most people, you should do what most people do and wait for the story to be out there before you start spurging out. Making
True. Lawson Harrison, $50. I had a theory that Vosh, Parker, and you were actually still secret friends. Years ago, you all made a plan to troll the internet, drew straws in your roles, then got the fun grift straws. They got the fun grift straws, and you got stuck with the fair analysis straw. Baba Booey. True. We're all Snape in the end.
Wild accusations. Here, can I go to the next one?
You need to limit your, TOS worthy takes here. This isn't fucking YouTube or whatever.
What is my TOS? What TOS did I break?
You can't use, unfortunately, and I used to do this in the past as well. You can't use ableist language, but go on.
Oh, like the R word? I got you. My bad. Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad that you're a fan, though.
Well, yeah, I don't. This is your job. I don't want to ruin that. So, for instance, like the missile hit the Gaza hospital. Both sides blamed each other. That's the breaking news, right? And instead of waiting for more information, you jump to conclusions saying it was 100% Israel. 100%.
Okay.
We're so
good point.
All the
Good point. Can I ask you a question?
Oh boy. Now let's see if we can try to let's pull this. Okay, clearly I'm wrong here, but let's pull this into some autistically niche territory that he's not gonna have information on, so I can look right. Okay.
No. Hold on. This is important. This is important. No. We're not jumping. We're talking about this. Okay. We're talking about this specific thing. Finally, now we're talking about Israel Palestine. When I said that, I didn't just go, oh, I have no other opinion on this matter. I simply think Israel definitely did this because I want Israel to have definitely done this.
You see the dumb Osama bin Laden trying on TikTok? Yeah.
The reason why I said this, and you do this regularly, okay? When I say something on this stream, okay, oftentimes, especially if it's a developing story.
How do you know I say this stuff?
Especially if it's a developing story, when I say something on an issue that is happening, I look to all of the circumstantial evidence on the matter, and I look to everything else that is going on thus far. Now, we're two adult individuals here. Do you think it is unfair to say Israel blew up the hospital, like Israel bombed the hospital?
I think when there's a
I hate that he's pretending. God, I hate this so much. I don't know how transparent it is. I like how he's pretending that he's going through some process, some epistemically valid process to arrive at conclusions about breaking news, when the reality is he hates Israel, or America more precisely, and he'll just grab whatever factoid fits that, and then he basically works backwards from that conclusion. Like, bro, don't sit here and pretend like you were going through a multitude of stories on the day. You probably didn't even read a full article about the bombing, and you're sitting here pretending like you had some epistemically valid process by which you were able to divine the actual truth of the bombing that just happened to be completely and totally fucking wrong, that you got so incorrect about it. Like, come on, dude.
Claim like that, you wait for information, right? I mean, there's a million things.
The information is that there was.
There's a million things to criticize the IDF for that's right out there, right? You know this. I've seen you do it all day on stream. You get them on shit that they 100% deserve. But when there's something like that, and instead of waiting for reports, while the report is literally Israel and Hamas blame each other, right? You don't know what the story is. You don't know if you did it or not.
Does anybody have a video? Was it him or was it Vosh who was saying like, oh yeah, that definitely sounds like a JDAM? Was that him or was it Vosh?
Deserve. But when there's something like that, and instead of waiting for reports, while the report is literally Israel and Hamas blame each other, right? You don't know what the story is. You don't know if you did it or not. And you say 100%, they 100% did it. That's a huge disaster, bro. That's like
at that point, first of all, who do you think blew up the hospital? Like the hospital courtyard, rather. Who do you think bombed the hospital courtyard?
I think most investigations point towards it being either the Islamic Jihad or Hamas, right? It's like a misfired rocket. And then what you did in response to that was instead of being like, yeah, I think since most of the reports are going this way.
Why do you think it's wait, hold on. Why do you think it's a Hamas or Islamic Jihad and a rocket misfire?
I like how he's just mining and mining and mining. This is the live strategy, right? He's mining and mining and mining for something that the guy might not know about, so that then he can hammer him on some irrelevant, like esoteric side fact that has nothing to do with the initial claim of Hassan was clearly using a propaganda mindset to arrive prematurely at a conclusion about breaking news, right? Like, how far is he going to dig on this? Like, oh, yeah, it was because of that. Well, do you even know the make and model? Do you even know the chemical makeup of the fuel that the custom rockets use? Do you, like...
Well, that was just what most of the investigations turned out.
So,
I know Channel 4 had a different one.
Because you're bringing this up, and this is really important to understand. One, all of the circumstantial
you say that every
evidence...
time, but it never is.
Okay, all of...
That was a good one-liner.
And this is really important to understand. One, all of the circumstantial...
Oh, true. I wonder if Hassan was hoping that he would say, oh, Hamas bombed them. And he would go, oh, Hamas? You don't even know all of the different groups operating out of the Gaza Strip. Because it wasn't actually Hamas that people think it was. It was a totally different group, and you probably don't even know the name. That's probably what he was fishing for. But when he said Islamic jihadists, it his dialogue trip, so now he's got to hop to some different shit. You're probably right. That's probably what happened.
Every time, but it never is.
Okay, all of the circumstantial evidence at the time, of course, after the 6,000 bombs that Israel had dropped on Gaza, a densely populated open-air prison, the 6,001st bomb, understandably, was going to be an Israeli bomb. To this day, we still do not know whether this was an Islamic Jihad rocket that was misfired, or whether or not this was actually an artillery shell that might have hit a fuel tank, or even some other kind of munition that Israel may have deployed.
So why did you say it was
now,
100%
the reason why,
Israel and then call everyone genocidal freaks that
because
with
you don't actually watch the content beyond...
You demonize them.
Because, first of all, because they
That's
are.
what you do every time,
because the Israeli government is
by the way.
genocidal. What the f are you talking about, you dumb 4,500 children have been ruthlessly slaughtered. You think that's not genocidal? Oh, the one hospital might... Wait, Willie, shut the f and listen, dumbass.
Yeah.
Really?
I hate the children line. It's so fucking cringe. God, it's so cringe. Like, it's just like, it's like the Reddit meme that you just pull out over and over again. Like, break here to hopefully auto-win the argument. Did you know that 55% of people are children? And did you know that 25% of the people killed are children? And that 97% of their water is not drinkable and is genocidal apart? Like, it's always like the same, like, 6 talking points with, like, absolutely zero engagement with any actual fact of the matter, right? It's just, like, repeating these stats over and over and over and over again until you, basically the person gives up, I guess.
Go on, do it.
Do you really think that if one hospital wasn't bombed by Israel and this was a fucking actual misfire, that all of a sudden means that, like, that all of a sudden means that, like, Israel's not doing ethnic cleansing?
Right now, you're doing it in real time.
Dude, just answer my question. Do you think?
That's not what he said. True.
Okay, I'm gonna put this side by side. I want you to fucking understand something, okay?
Oh, this is on Willie Max.
So that is a JDAM called on. Do you think that that seems similar to one another? Also, not a ballistics trajectory expert, but that JDAM came from super high up. If you look at the actual confirmed video of the bombing, you know that neither of these parties... Do you think that the ethnic cleansing campaign, if you take out the bombing, okay? Yep. If you take out the one time that this hospital's bombed, okay? If you take that out, do you think out of the equation, do you think Israel is all of a sudden not doing ethnic cleansing in Gaza?
No, that's not what I said. This is what you're trying to
I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Okay, then
I just said no.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Okay, so what's your
reports?
Okay, got it. No. Got it.
Look at the reports.
Got it.
And you go ahead and they side with it. You continue to call them genocidal, even though that's the fact of the info. That's what most of the info says.
When I cover these kinds of
stories, you ignore the news, bro. That's the point. You just like lie and come up with your own
I don't
shit.
ignore the news. You ignore the rest of the coverage, because on the day of the hospital bombing, I personally said, okay, that the highest likelihood of this hospital being bombed is from
No, you also
Israel.
said it was 100%.
Just shut the up and
That's
listen,
what you
okay?
said, bro.
Shut up
no,
and
keep
listen.
shifting the goalpost. Keep
Listen, I'm not shifting the goalpost. It's my own coverage. I'm giving you additional feedback. If you actually genuinely cared about the truth instead of clip chimping and drama farming, you would understand that on that same day, on that same day, over and over again, I said the highest probability of this is that this is an Israeli bombing campaign. Part of the reason why I said that,
you also said that
and I also mentioned multiple times.
After the investigation,
I also mentioned
the investigations don't agree with you.
I also mentioned multiple times. I also mentioned multiple times.
You just again ignore what I said.
Dude, just listen to what I'm saying.
Well,
I know it doesn't correspond. No, it's not irrelevant.
That's true. He is. He's just saying irrelevant, random shit. Yeah, this is the Hassan Spread. Remember, if you don't know what the you're talking about, or if you can't win the argument, just like vent, like info dump. This is what he did with Ethan over and over again. He just like random info dumps of shit. Because the more stuff you can say that's correct, it like it's like in the housing crisis. It's like creating CDOs when you've got like a lot of bad underlying material. If you pack enough shit in, it kind of works, right? So the Afghan-Soviet Civil War happened in 1850, and it was because America was the one providing the Afghans, I think, with nuclear weapons in 1850. 1 + 1 is 2. H2O means water. If you go into like any physics class and you actually study, you'll see that like a lot of it is theoretically in like frictionless vacuums, and it doesn't always carry over well to like engineering degrees. Red Bull has a lot of like caffeine and stuff. Like it's just like you say a couple of retarded things and then you just like start info dumping on the most random shit that nobody's asking about. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. No relevance to the argument. You just like info dump, and then if you say enough correct things after that, then everybody looks at you like, yeah, this guy's like a facts. This guy's a facts speaker, dude. This guy speaks some true facts. And then all the while like chat is like spamming like, oh yeah, you tell him, and it's like, who cares? It's like because it's the spray and pray debate strat.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Well,
I know it doesn't correspond. No, it's not irrelevant because you're making a video. You're making a video to massage a certain narrative, to create a certain narrative.
It's a true narrative. It's like
to create a certain narrative,
right.
And that narrative, when it doesn't correspond to the narrative you're trying to make, when it doesn't correspond to the narrative you're trying to make, you go, oh, it's irrelevant. Of course, it's not irrelevant. Do you think that my coverage of this bombing is irrelevant? Why are you making a video about a 30-second sliver of the content if you don't actually?
You jump to conclusions, and now you're saying, yeah, I did, but like, look at this 1.8 hours in.
Willie, it's not 8 hours in. It's not 8 hours in. It's not 8 hours in. It is not 8 hours in. What will it take for you to go, okay, you know what? I was actually wrong. He actually had a much more even-handed approach to the subject matter. Or have you already made your...
Imagine Hassan trying to present himself as having an even-handed approach on this matter. Holy shit.
Preconceived biases. And you're simply looking to reinforce them.
The facts of what happened, and you have yet to disprove it. If my criticism is...
I said on the day of the bombing, Willie, I said on the day of the bombing, I said...
Yes, like the most hilarious part. Like it's the day, this is breaking news, and you jump to the conclusion that's 100%.
You're right. After 6,000 bombs, the 6,000st bomb, I should have been like, guys, hold on. Let's not talk about it.
You said 6,000 bombs. How many rockets do you think have gone from Gaza to Israel this year? Wait, why is he saying 6,000 bombs? Like Israel's the only one sending bombs. Actually, hold on. I'm about to pull a number maybe completely out of my ass. I might be completely making this up, and maybe I'm mixing up with some of the Israeli war coverage, so we'll look this up after. Didn't they say that there were 4,000 rockets that were sent out on October 7th from Gaza and Lebanon, or was it just Gaza to Israel, or am I making that number up? Was that reported, or might I make that up? 5,000 on the day? How many rockets Hamas fire into Israel on October 7th? This says 2,200. The IDF claims 9,500 since October 7th. That was 8 days ago. They said 3,000 were fired from the Gaza Strip. Okay. More than 3,000. Okay, so several thousand. So Hassan with this line of like, oh, well, maybe the 6,000 in first bomb. What about all the rockets that Hamas is firing? I wish Willie knew that fact, right? Why would it be so unbelievable that it was one of theirs? Like, you're acting like the bombing's only going one way.
Everybody genocide.
Shut up and listen, dumbass. Listen.
Oh, God.
Okay, thank you. Holy you're just simply proving how bad faith you are and you don't give a shit.
I'm not.
Yes, I'm covering the fucking news.
You don't engage.
I'm covering the news. In America, when we have like mass shootings and whatnot happening, I have a policy of usually not diving headfirst into that news coverage because it is not the same as the consistent war coverage. The only reason why I usually talk about whatever kind of breaking story is happening. This is not the same for Israel, and it's not the same for Ukraine.
Wasn't your stream titled at the
listen to me. The only thing I cover in situations like that is whatever the mainstream media's, whatever.
Don't Hamas rockets have like a 20% fail rate? Yeah, remember that I should just look this up instead of making it up. The custom rockets are literally, it's like a tube, and then you put some like fucking fertilizer and nitrate or some bullshit, and then you just fucking let it go. It's not like a guided missile system or anything at all. They're incredibly primitive. You have very, very, very little control over the trajectory of these things. And I believe these are, when they talk about rockets coming to the Gaza Strip, this is what you're talking about, right? Like 99% of the time, I believe this. Now, well, I don't think a missile's ever been fired from the Gaza Strip. I don't think so, right? But I know missiles have been fired from Yemen, Iraq, I think Lebanon?
Dark glare.
You can go look it up. But yeah, these rockets are incredibly unreliable. Yeah.
media has reported on. Oftentimes, we just simply look at the live stream of the police force when they are talking about how many victims are there. That's it. Now, having said that, is that the case for Israel? No, it's not. Is that the case for Ukraine? No, it's not, and it wasn't, okay? And in that circumstance, there are times where, of course, I'm going to get certain things wrong. But this is an 8-hour news coverage. If you look at a
all of these are missiles or just unguided. I had a couple of military people email me on terminology. I don't know if they both said the same thing, though. They might have given contradictory statements. But I think... Wait. Sorry. Oh, I think the explanation I was given was that missiles typically have some form of guidance and trajectory alteration, and rockets are just things that you just fire with no guidance. But I think I had 2 different military guys email me and give me 2 different answers, so I don't know if that's actually officially true or not. They might just be terms that have not much specificity. So.
30 seconds. If you look at a 30-second broadcast,
that's the criticism. It's not 30 seconds. You keep saying that. It's
okay,
not 30
if you look at a 5-minute portion of a fucking
you're fucking
brother. You're not listening to what I'm saying. On the very same
bombed by Israel, 800 people dead. That was your stream. What did I do to title it that? I didn't do that.
Okay.
I didn't clip that out of context.
Can you please listen to me? 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 Can you please listen to me?
What will I have to show you for you to own up to this criticism?
Okay, because you're not listening to what I'm trying to say. First of all, I never said 800. What you're saying is irrelevant. You're just going on about.
Did Hassan always debate like this? He seemed way more passive and more shit at debate in general years ago when he was still an orbiter of yours. When Hassan was an orbiter. I think back then he tried to be like a little bit more kind of like fact-based, or not fact-based, but like having a real back and forth in a conversation. But like, you got to remember, the Hassan of the past like 3 or 4 years is like barely even a real human being, right? This is like a caricature of like modern day popular young politics combined with maximum like clout sharking approval mode, combined with maximum like Marxist Leninist like anti-American tendencies, combined with like the most like perverted form of breaking news obfuscation. Like it's like this like amalgamation of like horrible characteristics. He's not like a thinking normal human being that's like, oh, like how would a human being engage this argument? It's like a defense mechanism after defense mechanism that he's like constructed to keep his ego and his cognitive dissonance at bay, to keep his ego safe, cognitive dissonance at bay, while he like engages with other people and tries to like farm basically reactions off of them. Like that's the only thing you're seeing at this point. Hassan is, by the way, not unique here. Like there's a lot of people that have this issue. Like I think Vosh, although he's a bit more cerebral about it, I think Vosh actually falls into a lot of the same types of traps. In fact, actually, if I think about it, probably most online political commentators will fall into this trap, because the problem is at some point the facts are going to take you to an area that is incongruent with whatever political party you're aligned with, and you can't confront that fact or talk about it. So the only other alternative is to perform. You have to do something. Remember, humans cannot live with cognitive dissonance. You have to do something to alleviate it. So you either lie to yourself, you like only search for certain types of information, you like engage in weird rationalizations to make it go away. Like there's always something you have to do to alleviate it. And for Hassan, that thing is usually avoiding confrontation from people as much as possible and picking the opponents like really, really, really well.
Random shit.
Okay. I was literally repeating what the BBC coverage was. Not only that, but also because like I don't have a direct on the ground. I wasn't.
What was the BBC? Hold on, I might have this wrong. All right.
Do you see how Willie interrupted him so many times and Hassan just kept rambling? But Willie said something there that was probably wrong, and now Hassan, the brakes just slammed on the train. He's like, wait, you don't think the BBC got this wrong? I don't know how much they're going to debate on this point, but now Hassan wants to hang his hat on that point.
I wasn't.
What was the BBC? Hold on, I might have.
How do you deal with cognitive dissonance? Well, I mean, the good way to alleviate cognitive dissonance is that it mean much. It's like when I say like, oh yeah, like I think I'm somebody that tries to find the
likely an Israeli bombing.
Mostly, yeah, but they blamed each other in investigations.
No. That was literally the reason why they had to rescind the coverage. That was the reason why they had to rescind the coverage and apologize for it. But also, what you're failing, you didn't do your research. Shut the fuck up. What you're also failing to fucking comprehend here in your dense ass mind is that, once again, and I repeat myself, I said, here is what I will believe. Here is what I will believe. If there's a third-party investigation, given the fact that Israel has lied routinely about the bombing campaign, and specifically had, in that very same morning, the Israeli Air Force said we had no bombing campaigns happening in the region.
Investigations.
We have no bombing just listen, okay? We have no bombing campaigns in the region, which was a lie. They were bombing in that region, actually, as a matter of fact.
Wait, bombing a rich region?
About the bombing campaign, and specifically had, in your dense-ass mind, is that, once again, and I repeat myself, I said, here is what I will believe. Here is what I will believe. if there's a third-party investigation, given the fact that Israel has lied routinely about the bombing campaign, and specifically had in that very same morning.
Oh, also, we are gonna spend. I hope you're ready for it. I'm sorry, but I'm like super fat. I have so many questions. Fuck. I read oh my god. Fuck. I'm sorry. I'm just reading everything. Okay. What in the fuck? What in the fuck is the history of Lebanon? I tried to read through the First and Second Lebanese War. What in the fuck is even happening in that country ever? Holy shit. It's like 4 groups of people all trying to murder each other, all with different reasons. That country has like the most. That's in just like 2 random conflicts that I was reading about. What the fuck? Holy shit. That's number 1. And then also, number 2, okay, so I did a lot of reading on like, I think it's pronounced, I don't know how it's pronounced, Dimi, and Jizya, I think, which is, Dimi refers to in Islam, depending on how you read it, in Islam, I'll give you the favorable reading. In Islam, there are readings of the Quran where non-Muslim people are considered part of your nation, and you're not supposed to convert them. You're not supposed to execute or kill them, but they're actually protected people. So you put these people in their own little villages or whatever and you even let them have their own religious laws. You don't apply Muslim law. You don't apply Sharia to them. However, because they're not a normal citizen that doesn't have the same obligations under Islam, you charge them a different tax. They pay jizya instead of, or jizya, I don't know how to pronounce it, instead of whatever the normal, some M word or whatever, that Muslims pay. But blah, 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 blah. Moving all past that, here's a question that I have, okay? It seems like, and we might do a whole Ottoman Empire reading, okay? I'm asking this question. I'm not expecting to get a coherent answer. Or maybe somebody will email me one. It seems like the Ottoman Empire, for the longevity of that country, did a phenomenal fucking job of keeping so many different types of people, for the majority of its history, relatively peaceful and chilling with each other inside of their country. I don't know how. This is like the one thing that I want to like figure out. Like no, it did not. There were issues. I think there was was it in the 1800s it had like a big collapse and then like rebirth or whatever. But given the extensive amount of land they covered, the different types of people that lived in that region, especially religion and ethnic, and then the kind of like failing and then coming back, whatever, I feel like they did an okay job. Like, how many multi-ethnic empires were successful for that long, right? I could be wrong. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe as I dive into the Ottoman Empire, I'll be like, oh, it actually was like super. But given, what is it, like 500 years? When did the Ottoman Empire start? 600 years? 700 years? Damn, I don't know. Bro, I feel like they did a pretty good job. I feel like they did a pretty decent job. I guess it depends on when you count like the start, depending on their size or whatever, but I feel like they did a pretty good job, okay? Destiny, the Russian Empire. I feel like the Russian Empire doesn't get a good track record because this is very, 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 very light Russian history that I know just from studying Ukraine, Russia. Because I think the Russian Empire, like even in the czars prior to Stalin and prior to Lenin and prior to the revolution and everything, I think didn't Russia always have an empire of like, we're gonna kill all your people and ship in our own people and we're gonna like make you us? Like didn't even the earlier Russian czars and shit, didn't they always have that type of policy? I could be wrong on that, but I feel like I remember this popping up time and time again. But yeah, that history is like very, very, very rough or light, I would say.
Morning, the Israeli Air Force said we had no bombing campaigns happening in the region.
Investigations.
We have no bombing. Just listen, okay? We have no bombing campaigns in the region, which was a lie. They were bombing in that region, actually, as a matter of fact. That's number 1. Number 2, Israel also personally brought forward inconsistent testimony, inconsistent statements as to why this was definitely an Islamic Jihad rocket, okay? And the reason why we're having this conversation and how it's so fucking stupid, okay, it's so insanely idiotic, is because Israel is currently, while we're having this conversation, sieging the main hospital in Gaza. Israel, at that point, had 420 medical incidents according to the World Health Organization. If you get your fucking news through clip.
The Aztec Empire low-key really good at unifying a diverse population. I might be biased because of like the mass sacrifices that I read of them, but I thought that they didn't do a good job unifying a diverse population. I thought they literally just conquered people, and you either like fall in line or you get instantly executed. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm doing the savage meme as the white invader.
You are not going to understand why I said what I said.
The Ottoman Empire was based more on religion, while Russians more on nationality. Yeah, but I thought for the Ottoman Empire, weren't there stories that like, what was the name of the first ruler? That like, as he conquered Constantinople and he marched in, that like the Jews came out of their temples and he literally said, listen, we own you now, go back to your temples and worship the same way you were before, nothing is going to change, and then like leaves or whatever. Like I feel like there were stories of that. There might be more particular things that I'm missing, but even though the Ottoman Empire was, I think, largely like stated as an Islamic empire, and even though people did live as different classifications of citizens under that dhimmi shit, I think for the most part they did okay. But again, I could be wrong, so be careful, okay? He said that, but then immediately taxed non-Muslims much more. I don't know how much the jizya tax or whatever was compared to the ordinary. Is it Muzrat or Mux? What the fuck was it called? Jizya versus zakat. Zakat? I don't know what the rates were. I tried to look this information up, but it was really hard to find information on this. But I also didn't do like a deep dive. I was just like checking or whatever. Destiny, they were pretty big on slavery. Okay, but like wasn't everybody kind of big on slavery back then? There are native descendants in Mexico to this day that are proud to have fought alongside the Spanish to bring down the Aztecs. Zakat is how it's pronounced. Okay, sorry, hold on. We are not making good progress. Okay.
420 medical incidents according to the World Health Organization. If you get your fucking news through clips, you are not going to understand why I said what I said.
This is something, ooh, after that Goldstone report, and then after the, I think it was Goldstone and that big Operation Cast Iron thing we read. So something that I've heard and I've repeated over and over again is there are 3 numbers that are usually given for deaths in Gaza. There are 3 numbers usually given, or the West Bank, or Gaza especially. You've got the UN numbers, or the UN and Amnesty International numbers, right? The international third-party independent orgs. You've got the Hamas numbers, and then you've got the Israeli numbers. It tends to go, Hamas is the highest, the third-party international people are usually a tad lower, and then the IDF numbers are quite a bit lower, right? People use this a lot to point to the idea that that the Israel consistently underestimates the numbers. But now that I've started reading, I read through 2 of those essays that were a critical response to that Goldstone report. No, I think it was to Goldstone. Yeah. Now something, because we're in the weeds on everything, and I love it. I love being in the weeds. Here's something I'm really curious about. How the fuck do third-party international orgs get these numbers? Because from the very little bit I've read, it seems like they basically just get them from Hamas. So you're really just getting the Hamas numbers twice. This is something that I'm already predisposed to believe this, so I'm admitting I have a bias right out the gate. I admit that I have a bias right out the gate. I'll probably try to find information to counter this, okay? But admitting that I have a bias right out the gate, I'm starting to understand more when Israelis are like, the UN and the UNRWA and Amnesty, all these people just hate us. I'm starting to understand that more because of the veracity of some of these reports and shit that come out from these third-party orgs that are like evaluating the crime and everything and the genocides and the war crimes and blah blah blah. But I don't have a strong feeling on that right now. But yeah, we'll see.
Including that unless there is an actual third-party on-the-ground investigation, I will, of course, believe, given the circumstantial evidence mounted, that this is yet another Israeli bomb or some type of Israeli munitions, that I'm going to assume that, yes, Israel blew up this hospital just like it had blown up the cancer ward at that very same hospital 2 days prior. Did you see that part of the coverage? No, you didn't.
You know what you're doing right now, and what you just did?
Oh, shit. Info dumping?
I criticized you for jumping to conclusions, right? Which, by the way, a lot of streamers didn't. A lot of new streamers didn't. Right, I would have been down to make videos on them. Some did, but a lot didn't. Right?
No, you wouldn't, dumbass. You only do this because it gets you fucking views. You don't give a shit about Israel.
All you did was justify the bad, like justify why
Israel claimed that the BBC was doing modern blood libel.
This is what you just said. All you did right there was justify why you should be able to report things badly, and then you dismissed it all saying, well, Israel's attacking Gaza right now, so none of it matters if I got it wrong.
Because of course,
it's fucking
because
embarrassing.
the point that you're trying to argue here without actually saying it.
The point is that you should just wait and do a good job reporting. Why were you
But wait, if the Hamas numbers are high, third-party people are lower or in the middle. Third-party people are not lower in the middle, they're just slightly lower. And the Israel numbers are substantially lower. Doesn't that track in terms of where the bias numbers should be? The question that I'm curious about, though, is where do the third-party people get their numbers from? That's what I'm curious about. And I haven't done deep diving into that. Because my understanding is a lot of that just comes from communication with the Gaza and Health Ministry, which theoretically is supposed to operate independently from Hamas, even though it's under the wing of Hamas. There are, I've seen that like journalists have talked to multiple people that work as part of the Gaza and Health Ministry that says we don't take orders from Hamas. They don't tell us, you know, what to report or whatever. So for that has been said by people that work in these organizations. Now, how much I believe it or not, I'm not sure. Again, I have to read it, but like, I don't have a reason to not. Well, I do have a reason to not trust it. That's a lie. I'm trying to be too impartial, right? If they're all part of like Hamas or that, like obviously, but.
Conclusions, making concrete statements you know nothing about. That's the same criticism. You haven't disproved that at all.
I'm gonna lose my mind. Listen to me.
I'm losing my mind, bro, because it's just
first
like
of all,
constant,
one, you're holding me to a fucking higher standard of the BBC, which the Israeli government said was blood libel.
To be clear, Hassan holds himself to a higher standard than the Hassan holds himself to a higher standard than journalists. Remember on Piers Morgan, he said, I think I do a better job. Well, maybe he doesn't hold himself to a higher standard, but he said, I think I do a better job than most journalists, he said. Trine Rendix says, Destiny, where do Israel get their numbers from? I mean, like, based on the reporting and everything that we've seen, it seems like when Israel is bombing people and doing recon and intel, they have like a decent amount of information about like who's on the ground and who's in what areas, like if soldiers are on the ground especially. But I mean, like, if they blow up a building that they don't have troops next to and there are 20 family members inside, would the IDF know that? My guess is probably not, or if they would, I have no idea how they would get that information. So, like if we do a bunch of research and it's like, well, the IDF can't account for like 15% of people that they vaporize because they're doing these bombs at long distance, like how would they ever know? Yeah, that could be totally possible, right? I can't. There's no way I could say like, oh, the IDF 100% is going to know every single, like I don't know if they could know, but I don't know the explicit process by which they try to verify like casualties and stuff on the ground. I'm not sure, so.
For arriving at the same fuck. You know why I didn't apologize? You know why I didn't apologize?
You haven't done that.
You want to know why I didn't apologize? You want to know why I didn't apologize? Do you care?
Why don't you let me talk?
Do you care? Do you want me to tell you why I didn't apologize?
Actually, somebody linked this article in chat. I actually read this exact article. This was one of the ones that I read on this. I read this on the plane today, actually. 15 hours ago. That's why. How the dead are counted in Gaza. I think I Googled something like, I don't remember what I Googled, but it was like verify dead, I think like Hamas, Gaza, some shit, hospital. Yeah, I don't know why I showed you this article that I read, but it seemed like it felt like when I read this, it basically what they did is they get the list from Hamas and they just try to like fact check a little bit to see if it's like if they can find some obvious bullshit, and then if they don't, they basically just are republishing the Hamas numbers essentially. But PD is usually done with drones and sourced on the ground. 90%, especially here in the U.S. military and Israeli doctrine, isn't super different. How substantial is the gulf between Hamas numbers and Israeli numbers? Honestly, it's usually not that far off. Operation, Protective Edge. I hate that I haven't read all these recent fucking incursions. Let me see if I can find. So like the Gaza Health Ministry here for this reports 2,300 killed, 10,000 wounded. The UN reports 2,250 killed. And Israel reports 2,125 killed. So they're generally not like too far off. Yeah. Now remember though, I don't know what the 70% civilians means because my understanding is the Gaza Health Ministry never publishes information about combatants. They call all of them civilians, I thought. Let me, I thought that was in this. Health Ministry officials say the death figures are recorded by medical professionals before being passed on to them. And the figures only include people recorded dead in hospital. The figures do not distinguish between military and civilian deaths. So yeah, I don't know how they get from the Gaza Health Ministry the 70% civilians. I'm not sure how they count that, but it makes sense that Jews get taxed more. They follow the Torah when lending to other Jews, no interest for one another. Full tax to Gentiles. This is the financial reason why the world hated them so much. Bro, there's no way that nobody in the whole world besides Jews were lending at interest. I can't believe that. There must have been Christian. It was like such an obvious business idea. Fronting capital people with like time discounting and everything taken together. There's no possible way that nobody in the entire world besides Jewish people were lending with interest. I can't believe that. There's no shot. That'd be so stupid. Usury? It's usury, right? Usury? Or no, it's usury. Usury was a sin for Christians. My brother in Christ, as Vosh says. I'm pretty sure in the 1500s, weren't Catholics literally selling indulgences to people? Like, weren't they literally, like, wasn't this part of the Protestant, like, Reformation demands? I don't